Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Cam Newton here with my dog, Peggy.
Yeah.
Hey, we welcome back to 4th and 1 where we always got it done. Hey, I had the opportunity to play against this particular gentleman, man, and we had some battles. I presented some, introduced the others, New Orleans Saints' very own, Demario Davis.
Yeah, what's happening, people? What's happening? How y'all doing? How y'all living?
Top of the morning to you.
You're in the spot. Have me in the spot.
Man, listen, bro. What's the key to longevity in this league?
Man, dog. I think I can't say what the key is for everybody because everybody different, but mine is a recipe. Like number one is my faith. I think you can't make it this far going into year 15 without a lot of favor, or luck, whatever you want to call it. I got an incredible team, so what my off season and season look like, I mean, the car is always in the shop. You know what I mean? 5-6 days during the season, I'm on the table after practice, getting recovery, phenomenal training team. Then I think I got a organization that really take care of me, like from training camp to the season. Like we have a plan to make sure that I'm good. They ain't just grinding me in the dirt. And I think, man, most importantly, this ain't talked about enough, but man, I walk around light. Like my mind is clear, my spirit is clear, like my conscience is clear. So I don't walk around with a lot of weight of anxiety, doubt. Man, those internal things that really weigh you down, like that stress, the body keep the score. So my joints don't hurt from the game, but it also don't hurt from stress. Like I don't roll out of bed hurting because I'm carrying the weight of life. Like I'm carrying the weight of my family. I'm carrying the weight of just a whole bunch of stuff that people in our position, man, you really like carrying whole communities. You really carrying whole cities. I don't walk around with that because of my faith. And I get that to the king, man. That ain't mine to carry. So I don't walk around with that internal. So that keep me light. And I think that plays a big difference.
Man, listen, as we talk about, longevity, as we talk about just successful careers, being a specific individual, for the people, tell them where you're from.
Mississippi, man.
Mississippi.
601.
So,
cricket letter.
You know what I'm saying? How has have you felt like a responsibility to reach back? And why I say that is, I seen how you interact with your 7-on-7 team. Not sure if you still are rocking and rolling with that, but I saw you from afar and how you pour life into those gentlemen and understanding that, number one, when you're talking about country, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee to a degree, a lot of people are kind of slept on because they don't deem talent to come from there.
Yeah.
Being from a state like Mississippi, how has that growth or how is that responsibility for you to give back meant to you?
Man, you know what it's like, man. I seen you from afar doing the same thing. Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, all these spaces that kind of could be in the shadows of these marginalized communities. You going in there and pulling out the best, the gold out of them, so you know what it's like. Coming from Mississippi, it's an underdog place. It's like, if you look at the numbers, Mississippi is 50th on almost every major statistic, education, health, economy, all these different things, and it's like, okay, we could be forgotten and thought about, and so it's like, man, when you get on that national stage, it's really about making sure that you represent and also making sure that you go back. And I think, especially early in my career, that was the first thing I wanted to do. I feel like to whom much is given, much is required. So I felt like there was a responsibility for me to make sure that I was leaving the doorway open, that I was building bridges for the people who were in those communities to get out. And it's great to see like people who came through our program now being in the NFL, being doctors, going to Ivy League schools because of a lot of the bridges that we created. But I think that's just to anybody to, man, when you overcome your problem, here I was, man, when I was in high school, I got expelled from school. My first year in college at Arkansas State, I almost threw it all away. I went to jail. But I had people who stepped into my life and changed the trajectory of my life, and here I am today. So I think there's a responsibility when you overcome a problem, when you overcome your situation, you get to fulfillment. You got a responsibility to do the same for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I see you doing that a lot, so you understand it.
For sure.
And y'all talked about longevity in the NFL. And everybody that walks through those hallways, walks in that locker room, isn't the heart and soul of their team. And we had a moment before the cameras cut on, we talked about you being that heart and soul and me seeing you in the middle of the huddle. Like you feel you when you walk on the field. Like, what are the intangibles? What goes into somebody being the heart and soul of their team?
Well, I never set out to be a heart and soul of anything. I never set out to be like the man, or the captain. It's always just been about respect and relationships for me. Like, I never wanted to, it wasn't about a big contract. It wasn't about, Super Bowls. I wanted the respect of my peers. Yeah. Like, when I walk in, I want people to feel like, man, that dude right there, he a real one. Like, it's about the respect. Like, and you don't have to have a conversation to get that. Like, and then it's about the relationship. It's about caring for the people, like knowing their life, knowing they live situations, knowing what their parent dynamic was, knowing what, them and their girlfriend or their spouse dynamic is, them and their kids, like having a relationship with them. I could care less about who they are on the football field. We're just teammates, but off the field, we brothers. We walking through life together, and we all trying to figure this out. Like, we're going to have good days, we're going to have bad days, but you got somebody that, man, you call them, they're going to get in the boat with you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be there to rock with you. That's what it's been about for me. And so I think when you move in that type of way, it's authentic. Yeah. People know if you got a hidden agenda. Right. They know if you want something else, but they know if you there for them for real. And that's how I try to show up. Is like all my guys know, like, man, I care about their situation. Thanks. I care about, making sure they go from point A to point B. Like, it ain't just about me. I ain't just trying to walk in the locker room and get a win for DeMario. I'm trying to get a win for each individual. Like, what's important to you? I want to help you get there. And it's genuine. And I was raised like that. Man, growing up, my grandmother had 10 kids. My mom was the baby, so I had a bunch of cousins around. And that's what my grandma was feeding 10 kids, all her grandbabies, but then would open up the house and feed the neighborhood. Yeah. Like, I'm like, Grandma, how you even doing this on food stamps? Like what in the world? And like,
Grandma had the
man, I don't know how she was making that stress. Like, you think about that, but now I know it was God's hand. It was like Jesus feeding the 5,000. Yeah. Like, when you got a heart like that, it just keep flowing because your hand's open. Yeah. So that's just how I try to live.
Well, we got DeMario Davis here. Obviously, well, not obviously. For those who didn't know, he's a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Being in that position, that comes with a lot of responsibility of give back and charity and philanthropic kind of, deeds. As you approach, another year, or as those years accumulated, what's the biggest kind of turnoff that you see young players, rookies primarily, make stepping into a locker room in the NFL?
I think they just coming from a different world to, it's a lot of me-centered and what can I get, and I think there's a responsibility on leadership to kind of shift that. Yeah. Don't be a thermometer, be a thermostat. Yeah. Set the temperature. It's like you looking at coming out of, high school and colleges. I don't like my situation. I'm going to go somewhere else. Who can pay me what? Like, it's extraction. But it's like, man, how do you provide value? How do you show up to give something? And I think, like, leadership matters. Like, man, these coaches who just in the middle of the season hop and go to another school, what do you think you signal to the player? Yeah. Like, it's like, oh, I respect y'all. I love this situation. I love the culture we done built. But I got a better situation over here. I'm hopping. Like, what do you think you telling young people who seeing that? What do you think they get in relationships and they got children? It's like, but I don't like this situation. I'm just going to go find another one. Yeah. You can't do that. You it's like being a man, there's a responsibility in that. And, like, that's what I love about the award of Man of the Year is because each team is hosting up somebody saying, hey, this is somebody that's our community champion. Sure. This is somebody that's our leader. And I take that responsibility not lightly. I think the NFL, the Walter Payton family, nationwide have done a great job of elevating this award to the forefront of the NFL. Mm-hmm. This is the most prestigious honor that you can get. Mm-hmm. It's higher than MVP because the MVP is great because it's just on the field. But our game is so much more than just this great game. It's how you show up in the community. You look at Super Bowl, people are here a week before the game even happens, out here interacting in the community, dealing with people who are in San Francisco, and like it just lights up an entire place. And that responsibility, it means something. It's something. And okay, what am I gonna do when I'm in that spotlight? Well, I'm gonna set the temperature in the room. I'm gonna say this is what we're gonna be. We're gonna be men of integrity. Yeah. We're gonna be men that represent. We're gonna be not only people who play at the highest level, we're gonna be the people who show you how to go take care of your neighbor. We're gonna also show you how to collaborate. You got 32 players, and one of the guys on the phone call say, you know what? We all winners. We ain't just one of us who get that trophy. Yeah, you want to win the trophy, but it's really about all of us coming together. So what do? We found a organization that we can support here in San Francisco. We all coming together. We're going to collaborate and talk about how do we continue to work together to go in the community. If we didn't have this platform, those conversations wouldn't be had, and that level of impact wouldn't be had. And it's maximized because of the platform of the NFL, because of partners with Nationwide, because of the Payton family. These things wouldn't be possible to, like, people would still do the work, but it wouldn't scale to this magnitude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's what's cool about it.
I just feel like, bro, you know, whether you win or not, I think the fact that you are rendering your services in a way that is a beacon of hope, like I mentioned, that's impactful for its own right, bro. Talking to a person who's rendered time, energy, effort, funds, insight, so much stuff. So thank you for the people who may not ever be able to say thank you. Yeah. You're a real one for that, man.
No, let me make sure I give you your flowers, bro, because I see the behind the scenes, bro. Yeah. Like, you know, a lot of people see mainstream Cam, but I see behind the scenes, and brother, what I see you do every time is give. Yeah. Like, you giving your time, you giving your resources, you giving your wisdom, you give, bro. And like, man, a lot of times people don't get their flowers in their lifetime.
Yes, sir.
But even what you're doing with your platform is you creating opportunity, you creating space,
yes, sir.
and you showing people you a leader, you pioneering, and you consistent. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I just respect that. I want you to know, man, like, I'm giving you your flowers, bro, that you leading in a unique way, bro, and don't change up.
Man, appreciate you, bro. Demario Davis here, man. Walter Payton, Man of the Year nominee. Best of luck for you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anything that we could do to help you, bro, you got to definitely come back when we're on set in Atlanta, and we can rock and roll. Talk about them battles that we used to have back in the day.
For sure. Blessing, King.
All right.
Yep.
Man, I love it.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all.
Man, welcome back to 4th and 1, man. In this segment, man, we have, man, a GOAT, man. I found somebody that's almost as big as Cam. Eric Armstead, man, defensive end for the Jaguars in the 2024 Walter Payton Man of the Year, bro. Welcome. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, listen, let's jump right into it, bro. And I want to go an unorthodox way, because oftentimes people talk about coming into this league, finding love, understanding that there's rules and responsibilities about, you know, how you and your partner should kind of go about. How long have you been married?
We've been married 5 years.
Right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest issue that you see in relationships coming into this league that you can kind of counsel a young player into?
That's a great question, bro. I think people got to realize that this environment for professional sports environment for dating and relationships isn't necessarily set up for success.
Yeah.
And I think you got to realize that going into it. And, you know, for me and my wife, we were long distance for 4 years. So, you know, I'm playing, she was in medical school, and I think that distance was good. It made us communicate. It made us really be intentful with our time that we did have. But there's like a yin and yang to everything. I think I see younger guys, you know, you're an athlete, you might want like your woman to cater to you, be there for every need. But I think that could set up, you know, some failures where your woman doesn't feel like she has some of her own stuff going on.
For sure.
And that can lead to some issues. But the yang to that is, if your woman does have a lot going on and her own stuff going on, you might not get that, like, catering that, you know, you might not come home to a cooked meal every time, or you might not, but she got her own stuff going on and she's content with her life.
For sure. As
well, too, and y'all can partner and do things. So I think it's you really figuring out, like, what you want out of your relationship, and so ours have been great. She's super busy. She's a psychiatrist, but we also do our nonprofit together and work on that together. So it's been a great partnership, but marriage has ups and downs, bro. It's not easy, especially in what we do.
Relationships is not easy.
Yeah.
And that's relationships with, you know, a marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, family relationships, friendships, and so many different things. Obviously, we're talking to a Walter Payton Man of the Year recipient. And as you talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence right now.
Yeah.
How do we find a way to get the Jacksonville Jaguars in this situation in the upcoming years?
Yeah, I think the first step is you got to learn how to win. And I think that was the first step for us, is learning how to win, regardless of if it's ugly, pretty. And so I think your team has to establish that grit first. You got to learn how to win. And then from there, it's, okay, how do we fine-tune and learn how to win in the playoffs? How do we win playoff games? How do we go on a run? And I think things tighten up in the playoffs. I think that playoff football is a little different than the regular season. I always believe that if you can run the football in the playoffs,
Facts.
you can play good defense.
Facts.
You can pass rush with 4 guys. You don't gotta,
You don't got to
bring all, because the quarterbacks are too good in the playoffs.
Yep.
And they're gonna figure it out. So if you can rush with 4 and line up and just play solid, and you can run the football, that's a recipe for success.
I'm sorry.
And it's just taking that next step, figuring out like the makeup of our team and what's going to separate us in those moments. And I think this year we could have easily won the Buffalo game, but we didn't. We didn't dominate the game enough. We're playing against a team with playoff experience and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And if you leave it close, you don't know how it's going to go.
Even at the chance.
So you got to, in a game like that versus a team with playoff experience and one of the best quarterbacks in the league, you got to dominate. Like it can't be it come down to the end, and because they got experience on their side. And so I think for us it's just learning that, like in certain games, certain situations, it got to be emphatic.
Yeah.
Like you can't leave it to chance.
Can't leave it to chance.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pat.
And so you got a DN, a quarterback, and you talked about quarterbacks are so good in the playoffs, but just even in your career and some of the quarterbacks you went up against, like who are some of the toughest quarterbacks to stop that you personally went up against?
Man, Cam's definitely on the list.
And what is that, like some of the characteristics that they hold as like, I tried to get them, they're elusive or whatnot, big guys, strong
Man,
guys?
I think I missed at least 3 or 4 sacks on Cam back in first time I played against him in 2016.
What is that? San Fran?
I was in San Fran, yeah. He came. It was. I think it was week 2.
Yeah.
No, that was actually week 1. That was week 1 because.
No, it was week 2, bro. Because we came to Carolina.
Definitely. Okay.
It was week 2. It was still super hot.
Yeah.
But you came out. I remember he came out in the smoke, and I was like. He came out in the smoke and hit the Superman. I was like, okay, it's gonna be one of them days.
Yeah.
You know, I think they were coming off of,
We just lost to Denver.
Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl the year
Yep.
before, and so they obviously had a really good team. But I think what separate quarterback like Cam and these other guys, the Josh Allens of the world, is that their ability to, it's like a will to get a first down. I feel like not necessarily like a will to win, but it's a will to like, all right, I'm gonna figure out how to get a first down, and I'm gonna figure out how to stay on the field, whether that's using my legs, whether that's extending the play, making a throw, or that's just being like, tough to bring down.
Yeah.
It's just like a will to get a first down and keep the offense, because offense I feel like is all about rhythm. Like if you can keep them on the sideline for 8 minutes and they get cold, it's hard to get back in and find a rhythm.
Man,
but
quarterback,
I feel like quarterbacks like him, the difference maker is they stay on the field and they give their offense a chance to find a rhythm. If we can get you off the field, get our offense on the field, they go on a little drive, they over there getting cold, like you're not gonna be able to find it like throughout the game. But I hated playing against some quarterbacks. It's like, dang, they figured out a way to get a first down. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily pretty, but they just
though.
figured out how to get a first down, bro. And then it's like they get you to like 3rd and short, and you like, dang.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. It's 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
They got too many options.
Yeah.
Like that's the challenge with playing against a guy like that.
So I'll say this, my last question, bro. Obviously, we talk about so many different sizes, preferences, and things like that. As you're going into training camp,
What's up?
what's in your snack bags, in your room? What do you get in the rookie to kind of stock your drawers with?
Man,
What's a can't miss item?
Man, I'm gonna go the white chocolate flip pretzels.
What did they?
The flips pretzels
with the blue.
the blue bag,
The blue bag. Yeah.
the white chocolate flips pretzel. I'm gonna go that. But during training camp, I'm a cookie connoisseur, so like I gotta have like some cookies every now and then.
Chocolate chip. Sneakerdoodle.
Chocolate chip. I like M&M cookies too.
Still chocolate chip.
Yeah, it's still kind of like chocolate chip, but I like M&M chocolate chip.
Macadamia.
White chocolate macadamia gonna hit. But yeah, I'm a big cookie guy.
Say less, bro. Man, per usual, man. Stay healthy. Stay dominant.
Yes, sir.
It says DN on the stat sheet, 3 tech, just a whole space eater. You know what I'm saying? For you, bro. Blessings to you. Obviously, everything that you got going on, man. Thank you for your time, bro. Anything that we could do for you, you definitely got to come back on the show.
Nah, facts.
And talk ball.
Nah, I love what y'all built, bro. Like I said, independent. Did it the other way.
Yeah.
And now they got to see. Now they got to notice. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Build your own stuff, bro.
Thank you, bro. Love,
Thank you, dog.
Eric
Yes,
Armstead, bro.
All right, y'all.
Yo, what's good with it? What's popping? Welcome back to another segment of 4th and 1. Welcome to 4th and 1.
Hey.
Well, we always got it done. Bringing facts about that time before the rising. Hey, man, listen, Atlanta gonna love this one for many different ways.
Sir.
We go south side of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Westlake alumni. Oh, we go Atlanta Falcons.
Woo.
You dig what I'm saying?
All that in one.
I present the some and introduce the others. Mr. Lockdown himself, AJ Terrell.
What's going on,
What's
man?
up, bro?
Hey, thank you.
Good.
You good?
Yeah. Smooth, bro. I'm here.
Man, first question, bro, just for Atlanta. What does it mean for you to be from the city, to play for the city and represent the city and put the city on your back?
Man, it mean a lot, man. You already know, like, just being, like you said, from the city, playing for the home team, just so much work being put in, just overtime. Going to college, get to choose the school you go to,
Yep.
and then put all the marbles in the bucket, go do the whole combine process, and get it 404 call. You know, it's just, didn't expect it. Then, you know, you on draft day, you always got a tell of what team you're going to.
Yeah.
Falcons surprised me, you know, just picking me up. Like I said, getting that call was just, it was one-on-one, bro. I picked the phone up, and it was just dream come true, bro. I'm right down the road. It's COVID.
Yeah.
You know, during that time, we couldn't
It was
fly
that
or do
year.
nothing like, you know, go to a team, couldn't do no visits or nothing. And then I just get drafted by the home team. I'm right down the street.
Crazy.
Man, life was fast, and then it, like, really slowed down. Like, I'm home, bro.
Bro, listen, can I tell you a story?
Let's do it.
So, back to 2020, right? Or 2020. I get a phone call from Julio Jones. Granted, that year, Todd Gurley and Julio had this connection. I was trying to link with Julio because, you know, there's a lot of athletes that I respect, but also a lot of athletes that, you know, I found it respectful to say, hey, bro, let's work out together. You know what I'm saying? I want to peep you. I want to see what you got going on and how your preparation is in the offseason. Well, Julio was trying to get me to the Atlanta Falcons. What Julio do, typical Julio fan, anybody who know Julio, he called Dan Quinn. It was one of them like, hello? hold on real quick, Cam. I'm about to call him right now. I said, wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Hello? And Dan Quinn was like, yeah, who? What's up, buddy? And I'm like,
Y'all on a three-way.
on a three-way, just so I didn't even know if it was a breach or whatever.
No Zoom or nothing.
Yeah,
On
just like
everything I love, on Chosen Sebastian, my first son, right? That day, Dan Quinn said, yo, I don't know, Julio. I don't think we can have this type of discussion right now. There's certain processes that we have to go with. But Cam, I know this person is from your high school. We really high on AJ Terrell from Clemson. So contrary to what you may believe, I never had no contact with you. I'm like, okay, why would he tell me that? Yeah. And obviously come draft day, they drafted you. But Dan Quinn was high on you then, and I knew, I was like, that just came out of left field. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, that would kind of be like a flex just to be able to play from your city. I don't know if I could be able to do that, though.
And that's what I was going to ask. It's like, people talk about that dream come true.
No.
But what's the weight that you carry being from the city, then playing for your city?
I think where the difference is between me and you is that a lot of my family is in New York. So I got, like, my immediate family is here, sisters, brothers, and then all our plus one, you know. We got some family here, cousins. You got some a lot of friends, homeboys here.
Not me. Because I'm outside. Man. I'm outside.
I'm not that too outside for so that's a different, like.
See, I'm a strategic outside person, meaning like I'm outside, but I'm strategically placed.
For sure.
You in the shadows outside.
I'm in the crevices.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm in the house. I'm in the dark spots.
Who that over there?
You dig what I'm saying? They get to rolling that camera and that flashlight. Oh! You know what I'm saying? But I think for you, as you kind of mature as a veteran in this league now, and dare I say, talk to the young players, but this is year what for you?
Going on 7.
7.
Like that.
Wow.
OG.
How would you counsel your brother in regards to say, hey, these are the hidden rules or bylaws that you should have, that you should incorporate with that mentality going into the NFL, no matter what team you go to?
That's a good question. Coming in as a rookie, for him, just running your own race, right? Like, I feel, me going back to my rookie year, I was always, I came in during COVID, like I said, and I didn't get to go through the rookie mini camp.
For sure.
Preseason.
Similar to me.
Yeah.
Because we had lockout.
Okay, yeah, like, I didn't get to go through none of that. So some of the things I'll just tell him, like, don't put too much pressure on yourself as far as, like, expectations, but also do that at the same time. Like, keep the main thing, be you. Go in any room confident. Play to your standard. You supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Like, the game of football don't change.
Yeah.
So just go out there and he a little smaller than me, whatever that may be. You don't know what position they may have you at. You don't know if you're gonna be on special teams or whatever. You gotta play the game within the game.
Yeah.
And I think he know that at a high level. He at Clemson, whatever they need him to do. Yeah. He was doing that. And just coming in and being a asset to the team. Yeah. Like, being on time. If you first round, second round, don't matter. Just being accountable. Yeah. Showing face and being authentically you. Yeah. Don't try to put on the front for nobody. Yeah. Just be authentically you and just be about your work and your business.
Go ahead. Who was your OG?
Ooh, that's a good question too.
Like, who took you under their wing that you kind of felt like, okay, this person got my best interest? Who that?
Grady.
Jared.
Grady Jared, bro. Just off the strength of him being there, went to
so many similarities. Yeah.
We had a lot of similarities. G just did a lot of the whole organization respected G.
For sure.
So just the things he did on the field, off the field, me being able to kick it with him a lot after. I was kicking it with him at the crib more than the guys at my position. But
for sure.
That's just off the strength of our connection and things
for
like that.
I think as each young player comes into the league, there's that person that you may get assigned to or they may get assigned to you, but also keep your eyes on people who you respect indirectly. I used this example yesterday. He wasn't in my meeting room, but I will always see how Ryan Khalil, my center, would show up with the notebook. Always the guy that knew how to lighten the mood in any meeting, but also would be serious, you know what I'm saying, at time. Just a good person to kind of be around. And through it all, it got to the point where those type of situations, and I remember having this conversation with a young player one time, in a workout. I said, hey, bro, look down real quick. He looked down at his shoes.
Who this?
He said, what's your point? I said, the point is tie your shoes, bro. You going into working out with your shoes untied.
You ain't ready, yeah.
Pro Bowl player Luke Kuechly walked past. Thomas Davis walked past. Ron Khalil walked past. I walked past. I'm saying, bro, you got all these great players. Julius Peppers walked past. Look at their shoes. Something as small as tying your shoes is now going to impact, okay, I got to show up as a professional. As you would know, Dave Gettleman, a GM during my tenure, some of my tenure at Carolina Panthers told me there's two type of football players. There's football players, then there's professional football players. Which one are you?
Right.
So as you go into your 8th year, bro, I would still challenge you to find ways to take your game to the next level and staying green. Not green from the Florida dynamic where it's like, oh man, you lame as hell. Staying green as that fruit. Every fruit still stays fresh and ready for ripe. It's right at that age where like, bro, as a rookie, man, dog, I'm looking forward to rookie mini camp. I'm looking forward to mini camp. I'm looking forward to.
Love there. You gotta.
Yeah, bro. Because when I knew, and contrary to what anybody may believe, I knew it was a little time for me to kind of rock out because leave because I wasn't falling in love. I was hurt. My shoulder, my foot, that took a lot out of me because I couldn't play the game how I needed to play. I had a moment during the game, bro. It was the first game of the year, and I rushed back when it was, we played the Los Angeles Rams. We played the Rams, the Carolina.
That
We
was
played the Rams. The first game.
Yeah, it was a home game.
Yeah. And then we followed it up with a Thursday night game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I had a real conversation with myself. I was like, bro, I'm not me. And I don't know how to not play the game like me. You feel what I'm saying? So I'll tell you, bro.
You was there mentally, not physically.
For sure.
Or emotionally.
Emotionally. I was too down, like, bro, you know, whether it's a hamstring, whether it's an abdominal strain, whether it's certain things, it's like, bro, I can't really impact this game like I need to. And it was messing with me mentally. So for when I'm talking to you, bro, I see so much that a lot of people see my dynamic to Atlanta. And like I tell anybody about any type of financial literacy, that person has to want that knowledge. So for me, I've always been here. It just takes the time for guys like yourself, the AVs of the world, any young players, the George Pickens. When y'all ready, bro, we can chat, and I'll be here. I'm never the one that be like, hey, bro, let me hey, bro, let me go.
Right.
I'm not that. I've never been that dude. I've always been the person that when it's time, we'll definitely tighten up and connect, and knowing that it's so many different pressures that you have to be kind of geared towards.
And so you got to give me game. A lot of people don't know, you know, that you was a part of C1N. Now you see Cam, we see Cam.
He never played.
Never played.
He was selected.
Yes.
He was selected but never played.
But you have been able to see him. And I was saying, like, even with coaching, he coached your brother.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Now, his brother was locked in.
Yeah.
By that time, we got about, 6-7 year age difference, man. The gap was different, but.
For sure.
Yeah, the time that he talking about, like I never played, that's a whole.
That's a whole nother,
That's off camera little talk right there.
Yeah. But I'm saying, even when you talk about coaching, right? Y'all have a new play caller with Coach Stefanski.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about him coming in, but your thoughts about this season as a whole, and where does the team stand?
Man. You know, as a player, bro, you got trust the process. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever they bringing in the building, I want to say this is my fourth. Cause we had DQ, got fired mid-season, got Arthur Smith, had Ra, and now Stefanski in my 7 years. So this my fourth head coach. And then what come with the head coaches are new coordinators, new people in the building. So I trust the process. With Stefanski, I was on the phone chopping it up with him the other day. Good guy, things like that. Just can't wait, the typical, I can't wait to get to work.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. I want to really go in there when I get back to the A, go in the facility and meet him face to face, meet the team, meet everybody before we report for OTAs.
Yeah.
Like, I like to go in and do the whole rundown of the whole staff before OTA start, just to break that ice before we lock in on the board work and things like that, just to, you know, do that. But I trust the process.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to get to work with them, and I know all the guys on the team. We all know what our vision is, trying to get to a playoff and have a opt for the bowl. Like, just taking it 1 week at a time, just trusting the process, and that's just how you operate.
Dare I, you know, ask this question without really prompting for the fans?
Yeah.
Why did the Raheem Morris situation not work? The talent was there.
The talent,
Especially offensively.
yeah.
You know, barring any type of injury or whatnot. But when I look at the Atlanta Falcons, I'm seeing a young quarterback. I'm seeing Dijon, Mustard, Robinson. It's like you got Drake London, you got Pitts, you got so many different young talent that any coach will have the amenities to succeed.
Yeah.
But from being in that locker room, in your honest opinion or your honest assessment, what was it that didn't kind of turn over for Raheem?
Man, me personally, Cam, I'm gonna tell you, like, I think it's obvious for the team. The elephant in the room is, like, you know, we want to win now, right? Like, we trying to do everything to get to the bowl. Like, we trying to do that, and I think, like, Rod was, when I got drafted here, he was my DC. Dan Quinn was the head coach. Rod was the DC. Once DQ had got fired, he became interim head coach.
Yep.
So, like, Rod, good guy. You ask anybody in the league, man, we, as a coach, as a player's coach, all that, like, Rod's the number one that you want there. Like, you know, we needed all that, the energy. Like, him coming back to the team was elite for me. You know, just knowing that he know me, what I bring to the table, things like that. But like you said, we got all the pieces on the team. I feel like, especially, you know, defensively, offensively, we had the pieces, and, you know, things just ain't work out. And you can have all those pieces together, but the chemistry in the locker room, it can't be one-sided. It can't be defense tight-knitted, offense not,
For sure.
or vice versa.
You can't take turns making mistakes. You got to take turns making plays.
Exactly. So everybody got to be on one accord, and I just think, like, once we get the core, the root of the team down, player-led, it'll take off.
Man, listen.
With anybody at the head coach's spot.
For sure. You know, as we're having this conversation, it was brought to my attention that you are a nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's a very prestigious honor. Knowing whether you win it or not, I think there's something to be said about a person not just spending their money, not just, you know, giving their resources, but rendering their time, bro. Because whether people want to believe it or not, C1N was philanthropic to me. You know what I'm saying? And when I would give time, resources, insight, perspective, those was real relationships that nobody could breach. You feel what I'm saying? What has been your kind of philanthropic initiatives, you know, for the people to understand?
It's been a lot, man. Just growing up in the A, my foundation since day one when I got into the league, it was always important to give back. Like, started small, and now, you know, we building right now. Every year, just trying to get better at the small things that, and then also being consistent. Like, whatever I start, I'm not just doing it just to do it. I'm not just tipping my feet in the water and seeing how it is. I'm really trying to elevate and see a bigger picture in everything that I do. Like, not to bring you up, but, like, even how you impact the kids, like, you do it annually, like, to the point where it's almost, you kind of forget that you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my vision for you, you always been big bro for me. Like, Westlake, seeing you had the 7-on-7 camps hosted at Westlake, like, all the schools in Georgia coming to it. It was a big deal, like, and it's always been that. Like, you always do that. Before C1N, I feel like you
for sure,
doing that.
For sure. It was a different
you ain't dip your feet in
rubric.
there, like, you went all the way, and now it's where it's at, and now you got this whole platform. So it's like, what you do at the beginning, your whole vision, that's me right now. Like, my whole vision with my foundation is building it from the ground up, getting the right people in place, building a good team, meeting right people, because the biggest degree in life is people. So like, meeting the right people, being around the right people, and just building your whole platform from the ground up that's what my foundation is about. And then pouring into the community, and then just exceeding in that, branching off. Like that's the whole thing with me.
I love that. Now we just had Pat-Man Jones on yesterday, and just to see 3 different generations of Westlake, how everybody, the root of y'all is like, give back. So to see him, then Cam like, you my big bro. Then he like, you.
I think that's an Atlanta thing.
Bro,
for sure. What's my boy Nate?
Yep.
Is he older or younger than you?
Wiggins, right?
Yeah.
Young. I think he with AV. He played with AV at Clemson.
Oh yeah.
So even seeing those type of dynamics, bro, it's a different pride of a badge of honor being from the city and making an impact outside the city, internally in the city, bro. And it's something that a lot of people can't understand, because Atlanta is such a hotbed for talent and artistry. So for us to make it out, bro, I feel obligated to, render any type of services, to anybody, and proud to be able to say, like, I be watching games, and, my lady, she from Florida.
Yeah.
She can't wait to say, oh, he from Florida, he from he from the crib, and then I hit her with the, oh, he from the crib, oh, that's C1N, oh, he from the crib, oh, he from the crib. It's one of those things that we joke about, but what I would tell you as far as moving forward, bro, it's impact. Whether it's done the right way, the real intent behind what you're doing will showcase to everybody else, for them to realize, like, yo, man, he ain't have to do this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't gotta really do it. And I remember seeing your little brother in passing at the mall, and there was an appreciation, there was a connection there where it's like, yeah, coach. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, it's your time now. You feel what I'm saying? So in that phase of becoming who they know you have in you to be, just be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And stay the hell out of trouble, boy. I swear on everything. Man, listen.
Trouble right around the corner.
Next door neighbor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On that balance beam. Man, listen, bro. Tell Pops I said what up. Tell the family I said what up, bro. AJ Terrell, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you. And we're expecting big and better things, you know what I'm saying, to come for years to come, bro. Appreciate you.
My man. Appreciate you. Man, welcome to 4th and 1. We're back for this segment here at Super Bowl. So Cam always tripped me out, because he's like, Peggy, man, I'm in the best shape of my life, bro. I'm about to go play this sport, bro. I'm out here. I'm like, is it tennis? He's like, no, bro, it's pickleball. You got to jump on pickleball, bro. It's the wave, bro. It's the future. And so with that future, we have the #1 pickleball player in the world, Anna Lee Waters. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you for having me on.
Now, y'all got to put me on.
No. I'm really having a fangirl moment right now,
and
a
I don't
fanboy moment.
Have one of these moments.
Because now I've seen so many of your pictures.
Okay.
And then being a Southern gentleman, appreciating a name like Anna Lee. I'm like, oh, that's
You say it so well, too. People struggle.
No, I'm from the South.
Yeah.
So with that dynamic, me getting into pickleball, the reason why I transitioned from tennis to pickleball, I could not get the serve down. So then my trainer at the time was like, man, you need to kind of look into pickleball. And I'm like, man, pickleball for wimps. Fast forward a couple months, he said, how's your tennis game? I said, bro, I'm the biggest wimp now, bro. I'm locked in with pickleball, bro. It's so competitive, but coming from the sport of football, it's a different dynamic, because for us, when you get, let's say, mad, you can turn to rage. In pickleball, that's the worst enemy. It's like controlled aggression. It's the dinks. It's the third shot drop. It's the finesse. It's the cuts. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, oh my God, pickleball, tennis, but more primarily pickleball, is probably the only sport, and I was giving this analogy, where you can't pass the eye test to see if somebody's good or not. Old, that person's good.
Yeah.
With
Young,
the knee brace.
knee
They
brace,
They
it
got
does-
you.
There you go. Shout out to the knee brace.
You know what I'm saying? So how have your kind of thrust into stardom been
Oh,
like
thank
for
you.
you? Because
I love
everywhere I go, I'm not lying. Oh, Annalie. She's
This
the
is crazy.
the number one player in
This
the
is coming from Cam.
No,
But he
for
did the
real.
same. I'm like, oh, we have Annalie. Annalie. I'm like
The pickup, I'm like, yo, like I'm a real fan. Like, mom, I put it on everything. I need real information. I need
love
email
it.
address. I need Instagram follow. I
personal
need
training.
everything. So talk to me about just the acknowledgement. Obviously, signing the Nike deal, and
crazy.
getting at this level at your age as well too.
I love that rant, that pickleball rant, by the way. That was amazing. But it's kind of been crazy because I was playing the sport when nobody knew what it was, and I would have to explain to them what pickleball was. So the fact that you knew all that was, I've done my job to help grow the sport,
Man,
because it's
listen.
great that that's happening. But no, I just feel like I'm 19, obviously, but I've been in the sport for a long time, and I've just seen it grow and slowly getting bigger and bigger. So I feel like now that I'm in the place I'm at, I'm ready for it.
Yes.
Whereas if I was just thrown into this, it would be a little bit different. But I feel like because I've kind of seen the sport
And
expand.
just for education purposes, for you at your age, why forego college, or is college a place where you feel like the best situation for me right now is going straight pro?
For sure. Obviously, pickleball is growing at such a rapid rate,
Yeah.
and I just signed with Nike, and
Yes.
I'm getting a lot of lucrative deals, so it didn't make sense for me to let's go to college.
Yes.
And they don't have NCAA sport or like pickleball at NCAA right now, so
Yeah.
I couldn't have even gone and played college pickleball if I wanted to. So it didn't really make sense for me to go to
Yes.
college. So I was just like,
go.
let's go pro in pickleball, sign a Nike deal, you know,
Yeah.
and it's going well for me.
Man, listen, we could talk all day. Mom, Annalie, thank you so much.
Yes.
Please do not leave this premises without me getting y'all information.
Okay,
I'm such a
well,
fan.
we gotta
I
play
want to
this time.
support.
Thank you.
And knowing that, what you've been able to do for this sport, I appreciate it from the fan I am.
Thank you. Well, thank you for helping to grow the sport too.
Absolutely.
we gotta get you
appreciate
back on
it.
the floor.
Yeah.
Annalie Waters, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Man, listen,
Sir.
as we talk about, you never know who will come to the hot seat in regards of the next guest. Really needs no introduction, but I have to. As a way to pay homage to the city of Charlotte, it's only right that we give the surrogate son, Bryce Young, the platform
Yeah.
to come and talk. So welcome to 4th and 1. Hey. Allah always got it done. Okay. Hey. What about that last game, bro? Talk to us, bro. Like, I was so pleased. First off, this whole year, I challenged you. And I'm saying to myself, it's make or break time. Because in your position, the doubt, the questions, the unsureness of like, is he the answer? You proved that you can be, and you have shown that to be a franchise quarterback. When I came back to support, there was a lot of things that I was seeing that, kind of reminded me when I was there. How was this season, a step in the right direction for you, and how do you plan on getting the franchise back to this specific competitive, way moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it was, first off, thank y'all for having me here.
For sure,
it was just great for me. I really appreciated the growth, the journey. I feel like, everyone has their journey, everyone has their path, and for me, I've been trying to be consistent through it. So this year, pushing forward, making sure that we're growing, and like you said, for it to end in that playoff game, that was, I just got to give a big shout out to, to the city, to the Carolinas, for coming out like that. Like that atmosphere, obviously there's been ups and downs since I've been there. And, I've seen the stadium look a lot of different ways. And that last game, just to feel the energy, you coming out there, setting the tone, that was really, really cool moment for the Carolinas. And, it's great, it was a lot of fun, but, my favorite part is no one in that locker room, definitely myself included, no one was satisfied with that. That was it was a step, which was good. But that's not the end goal by any stretch of the means. We got a lot more work to get there to make sure we build off of it. But we're all excited to do that work. You know, it can't just be this was fun, this was great. You know, there's no feeling of that in the locker room. We have to make that the standard. We have to do the work to, to get back there to accomplish our goals. So we're just excited for that process.
So for the fans who, know you to be the future or the right now, as you do self-scout on yourself, what are things that you're going into this offseason working on, and how do you become better version of Bryce Young in 2026?
Yeah, one of the things I've looked at and we've been able to talk about in the building too, I think just in this offseason, it's just that next step in command with the offense. You know, we talked about it a little bit, and we got to that, especially towards the end of the season. Hey, let's get on the line. Let's get in a formation we know, and let's try to diagnose coverage, and then so I can get us into that play. Let's have one option. Let's have a call, and then that be a base point, so we can get to checks, we can get to advantageous looks. Stuff like that is stuff that I want to continue to grow in, making sure that, we get into plays that are okay, getting to bad plays. I have those answers, and it's more frequent versus those just, those double plays, just alerted stuff. More, hey, we're going to call some stuff, let it eat, and then, we want to
dictating to the defense rather than the defense dictating to the offense.
Exactly. So I think that's that next step of growth that I'm excited for.
Being from the city of Charlotte, though, real quick, Bryce, we yearn for a star, a celebrity, like Cam was the star. You came in, obviously it's a lot of, big shoes to fill. But how? I see you walking into your own. Like, how do you do it the Bryce way? Like, you stepping into your own stardom.
Just trying to be true to myself. I'm super grateful for, for the city, for everyone embracing me, for, all it's been. That's become home for me. And I'm super grateful for that. Also, I can't be anyone but myself, and I love that. I live in that, I don't think there's any other way. So, I try to be authentic on the field, be authentic in every interaction I have, and trying to think of doing it another way, doesn't really add up to me.
Yeah. I wanna ask it in this way, bro, because you're such a likable guy. Yeah. And every time people, talk about Carolina Panthers, primarily the quarterback position, everybody like, bro, he's such a nice guy. When you hear that in a very alpha-esque sport, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, that is me. That's part of me, and that's the part that I think people can see on the outside. Because, you have the interviews and, how you interact, that's part of me. But also there's that part that's the locker room, that's the field. And, I don't care what the outside world sees, but I care what that locker room sees. Yeah. I care what the people around me sees. And I think, if you ask the people that are around, they know that other side, and, like you said, obviously you need to have that. That's important as a leader, for it being, for being a leader of the team, they have to know it's that time. And, not everyone has to see that. That doesn't have to be for everyone, but, my guys know what it is when it's time to go to work.
What I'll say, man, in closing, I think the best thing about your career is you've won everywhere you've been.
For sure.
What I would tell you, don't compromise. Don't negotiate with what you deem. This is your team now. And as long as this is your team, you have to set parameters of what you are going to stand for. So with that, I appreciate you, bro. Keep rocking and rolling and doing it your way. Like I always tell you, they don't need Cam Newton reincarnated. They need Bryce Young to now take the torch and make it your own, bro. Thank you so much, Bryce Young, ladies and gentlemen, on 4th and 1. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, as always. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man, welcome back to 4th and 1. In this segment, man, we got a guy from BMF.
What?
We got a guy from All-American.
Huh?
Now we got a guy in the hot seat with 4th and 1.
I'm talking about my dog, Peggy.
Nah, yeah. But nah, Da Vinci, bro. Thank you, bro.
No,
glad for you to be here, bro.
Yes, sir, bro.
Yes.
Yes, sir, bro.
So obviously, bro, you played All-American, right? Now we got another All-American right beside you.
Right. Hold on, no. My first go to. How old them niggas is on that dog?
Bro, they old, bro.
It'd be high school.
Nah, yeah.
Folks got the scruff, gray hairs. I'm like, man, hold on. Who the extras back there?
Retirement plan I ain't set up?
There was grown. Spencer James was like, he was like 28 because I was 23, 22. So it's like, he's grown. Spencer James.
How do you get your mind to think like a high school player, like a high school person though? Like,
but those are the best people to have him play that because we've experienced that before.
High school, okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like So it's like that was yesterday for us. But if you get a high school player to play high school, they live in that. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really know that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a science behind it. And then you don't got to deal with the child protective laws.
Yeah.
If they under 18, and you don't work for certain hours. You know?
Oh, they get that work in y'all.
Exactly.
You know, being an actor, especially being asked to play a role that you may be a fan of. Were you an athlete?
Yeah.
Right?
Not at that level, though.
But I'm saying, as you have to get into character, what is a role that you would want to play that you haven't had the opportunity to play yet?
Honestly, I'm excited about this next role I got. I was actually in Sacramento doing firefighter training. So I'm actually about to play a firefighter, on Netflix. I can't really talk too much about it, but I really immerse myself in the training, and it's military. Like, it's militant. You got to lock in, and what they do, I got so much respect for firefighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, just their shifts is 48-hour shifts, so they're awake for 48 hours. They're taking cat naps between now and then, but they're doing everything from structured fires to medical calls to heart attacks and all that stuff. And what a lot of people don't know, firefighters don't just work on fire or if a car accident happened, because societies are so well built now, there's not as many fires as there were before. So they go into sometimes a domestic violence call. Sometimes someone want to commit suicide. Sometimes someone just had a heart attack. So the calls that I was going on, it was crazy. But that's why the streets love firefighters, because they don't enforce law.
I ain't never know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because every fire station or fire station that I pass by, I feel like they always just chilling over there.
Nah, it look like it.
Trying to chill till that fire comes.
Exactly.
So.
Come on, look, man, you talking about being under fire.
What I'm saying, the fire stations that I know always had the fire poles.
Yeah, the fire poles.
They don't got too many fire poles.
No, that's true, because they're built different now. It's like all on ground now. So some of them aren't like, 3 levels and shit like that.
Yeah. It's like, when you would watch it growing up, it's like, wee! And then everybody would hold on and then
jumping that jumpsuit.
Go down the pole. Yeah. Then Peggy would be giving everybody their doggone armor and here's your axe, here's your water hole.
Can't be pouring the water for them. Yeah, that's what it is. But you talk about being under fire. So in BMF, you played Terry Flenory.
Oh, yeah, that was
Cam, a big BMF, big Meech fan.
Sure.
But what was that like, and how did that change your life, though, playing that role? And then people see you and be like, oh, that's Terry.
It made me a hood legend, and it's crazy because, like, you run into people, then they start telling you about their drug stories. I'm like, brother, you can't tell me this shit, because if I know about it, now I'm a criminal too.
Yeah.
I'm just an actor.
Plausible deniability. Don't tell me a damn thing.
You know what I'm saying? People be like, yo, bro, I was moving weight back then with them, bro. I still got kilo. I'm like, yo, chill.
But I played the part. I ain't.
Yeah, like, I'm like, bro, relax. Like, but they're confessing their murder. Because then they look at us like therapy, in the sense like, oh, we could get that out. Like, he really know this shit. I know a certain extent, but I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's crazy what it's done to like the hood, the way the hood embraced me.
No, it's a culture. It's a culture thing.
It's crazy.
Because I think, like, for Big Meech and what he was like a fairy tale.
Right.
It was like, if you was around during that time, you was a part of history.
Right.
You know what he did in the Magic Cities and how we would have these elaborate parties.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Miami party over what was it, last week or something like that? Well, Big Meech just had a.
Big Meech was there?
His coming home party was like a couple.
I can't go to that, brother.
Right?
I can't.
But
I ain't the part.
Listen, I'm an actor, nigga. But check, with this dynamic, where even Lil Meech and you working alongside with him, how has that relationship kind of expanded to? Is it real? Is it not? Seeing what he's been through, and obviously how people kind of look at him, what could you share about that relationship that we may not know about?
Well, there's a lot, brother, because the show, I mean, as most people know, the show just got canceled, actually, because of real stuff in real life. But I would say, I think life for Little Meech's been really hard. I think if your father is that big, you almost get lost in the shadow. So it's hard for Little Meech to find his identity. And the world got to meet him as Big Meech. So I think there's this complex there that he probably don't even know that he's dealing with. I got nothing but love for him, but it's a lot of pressure to try to be someone that was Bigfoot. Like, they ran one of the largest domestic drug distributions in the history of America. what they did was so crazy. And like, I feel like sometimes Lil Meech feel like he got to walk in that shoe. It's almost like your daddy being Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And look at Jordan's sons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's definitely experienced nepotism.
Hood nepotism at that, which is even crazy.
It's like, bro, it's tough because it's like, nigga, you ain't Meech.
Right.
You know, and then for him having his own way of thought, his own independence, and understanding like, yo, bro, like, you don't gotta be that. We're gonna accept you regardless. But then there are some other people like, we know your daddy, we respect your daddy. We don't too much go for that. When you start to see that unfold, one of the things in the culture that also was impactful was the dialogue and how the handling between Lil Meech, the whole, you know, Big Meech, and 50 Cent. What could you share in regards of that whole debacle too?
I feel like Big Meech just really don't have a concept of how Hollywood works. So I think, you know, after
You said Big Meech or Lil Meech?
Big Meech.
Okay.
So I feel like, so he probably came home, you know, he's having conversations a certain way, and he probably don't realize it don't work like that. Like, it's not the early 2000s and 1990s. Like, things have changed. And I just think that, you know, with his conversations that him and Lil Meech probably was having, I think they just ruffled 50's feathers.
Yeah.
A little bit. They ruffled his feathers.
That's how it kind of shifted apart, right?
That's how it shifted apart for sure.
Yeah.
But I think what people don't know about 50 Cent, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
First.
How has his trolling been misconstrued by blinding people about trolling more so than business?
I think his trolling is marketing. Like, he talked about it in his book. Like, with Empire, when he was comparing Power to Empire market, that was Fox. So their marketing dollars was crazy.
Yeah.
But in him trolling that, he actually tapped into their marketing dollars. So it was almost like if someone put $100 million behind Cam Newton, they only put $5 million behind Da Vinci. If I start talking shit about Cam Newton, that $100 million actually go to my marketing dollars. So it was genius, because now when people click you, they're seeing me. You know what I'm saying? And so some of that is marketing, but some of it, like, he's dead ass. But he's not joking. But he's cool as shit though. Like, Five is that's one of the most loving, caring dudes I've ever met in my life. It's just people. I think people aren't raised right. People aren't disciplined. Like, I think American is just producing weak men with no backbone. So if you cross him or do some weird shit, then he's gonna be like, bro, what you? And I feel like he's just gonna let it, you know, he's a rapper though. He came in the game like, the bottom line is, I'm a crook with a deal. If my records don't sell, I'm a rob and kill. And he was like getting at everyone. So people forget that, like, that's still
him.
Who he is.
I'm just making movements
At the
and
core.
At the core. I'm caning at the core.
Yeah, he's gangster. Like, he's one of the smartest gangsters to me, because growing up, he wasn't a blood or a Crip. But he managed to get respect from both sides and come out on top.
Yeah, for sure.
Not many gangsters come out.
And still keep the respect of knowing, like, bro, you ain't gotta be in pop that many times.
I mean, cat to my
nigga, a cat.
He's better than a cat. He's a thundercat.
He a thundercat.
No,
bro.
Facts.
It's a situation. It's a situation where, bro, you've definitely been a part of projects that it's. How does it feel that people really don't even know your name? They know your characters.
It's a breath of fresh air at the same time, because I'm glad, like, sometimes when people call me the character name, I can hear it. I'm like, all right, this is someone that don't know my heart. They don't know me. So I know how to respond to it. And it's just like, wow, like, I managed to do something in my little life that make people, like, go crazy about a character that I play. It's a weird feeling, you know? And then you're playing so many different characters, and it has different emotional effects on people. So you're just like, sometimes it's a spooky feeling. I'd be like, damn, God, like, thank you for it, but just give me the discipline to just navigate it, because it could really turn you into a monster.
Do you carry that to other projects? Like, to be able to switch your mind and say, I'm this person now, I'm that person now. And because a lot of times, too, I heard that when you get in character, some of that really stay. You have to kind of purge that stuff out.
What's it called? A lucid?
No,
a method character?
It's like you keep it. It's like you walk around like you Terry. So it's like,
no, 100%.
How do you kind of like push that out to actually turn into another?
Get back grounded.
So we're playing Terry.
And not just that character, any character though.
I developed paranoia. I was paranoid. And every time you see, like, and we in Atlanta shooting, so every time I'm seeing black people, I'm just like, yo, like, I'm like watching them closely.
Yeah.
And then at some point, like, it's like, yo, let me just hire another security. And then you want to walk around strapped all the time because you also know that in Atlanta, people are just shooting for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And reading the scripts and understanding the story that I'm playing, it makes you more paranoid. But sometimes you just got to try to, like, pray it out the way. And, you know, playing a football character or playing a romance, a lover boy or whatever, it definitely take a toll on you. But I realize, don't play a character that I don't want to enter that spirit.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, some demonic possession, I'm not doing it. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Per usual, what I would tell you, dog, keep rocking with the culture, bro.
Yes,
we
sir.
rock with you, man. It's a beautiful talent.
Appreciate that.
And keep rocking and rolling, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Da Vinci.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, brother. Man, welcome back to 4th and 1 here at the 2026 Super Bowl. Man, we got a full deck ahead of us, all right? We got Tiffany Blackman to my right, and then we got the man, Coach Rivera. Obviously, Boog is in the building, man. Thank you both for coming. Look, we got a bigger party this time around. You know what I'm saying? We're here to have more fun. Tiffany, just starting off with you. Just tell me, like, within a woman, a minority, a double minority in media, how do you, like, claim your stake in media?
Just being yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I leaned into this whole ride. I've been doing this for, 17 years, getting to cover both of their Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
NFL Network. I'm at CBS right now doing sidelines for NFL, college football, and everything. And I think what's worked is just owning who you are and staying true to yourself.
For sure.
That's worked.
Yeah, for sure.
So many memories, so many thoughts, so many. It's like, where do I start? But let's talk about where you are right now, Coach. At Cal.
Yep.
And seeing when you were there versus what you witness on a day-to-day basis with these athletes now, what should the world know with your expertise of what you see on a regularity? That do you like where it is in NIL representation, just recruiting kids to come to the University of Cal? What is that like for you?
You know, it's a scary situation, and you know this because of what you've went through. And that is the biggest thing is a lot of these young people aren't looking at the fact of graduating. You know what I'm saying? It's more about getting the money now as opposed to building up some equity, putting some extra time, doing things the right way so that later in life they have more. You know, and it's funny because I always talk about what you accomplished. That was you went back and you graduated from Auburn. I talk about what Luke did and went back and graduated from Boston. Had these tremendous careers, but you guys never lost focus of what it meant to be a college student athlete. And that's what one of the things I'm really proud about when I talk about guys like you and Luke going back, in spite of your fame, in spite of your greatness, you wanted to make sure you graduated. I worry about today's young men because they're going from school to school to school, they're chasing the money, and some of them are going to be walking away without anything. That's the scary part.
The crazy thing is, as we were having this, or as we were coming to the Super Bowl, I had a very interesting conversation with a flight attendant who went to UGA. And she pointed that out. She was like, yo, what is it for a player to transfer schools? And I gave the comparison. Yeah. Well, coaches have been doing this for decades.
Right.
Well, now you give the opportunity for a player to make the decision that's best for their career. I really want to know what the graduation rate is now.
Yes.
Because on the pamphlets, I remember getting mail from schools, and they would have a separate from the recruits to the parents, and they will recruit the parents to say, well, we will treat your son with the utmost respect. Our graduation rate is extremely high. We have a blah, blah, grade point average. I don't think that's too many pamphlets of recruiting nowadays. What is that like?
That's hard because that was one of the things that we always sold at Cal was that, you know, we're the #1 public institution in the world. We've been voted that for well over 20 consecutive years. You know, 28 of our undergraduate majors are in the top 5 nationwide. That doesn't carry the weight it used to because at the end of the day, the conversation always goes back to, well, what's in it for us? How much are we going to make?
Yeah.
And the thing everybody got to understand is that's a very short window. You know, you can be successful and make that kind of money unless you're one of those less than 1% that make it to the NFL. Yeah. And so we're trying to get that across to these parents as well, that the education, that part of it, that's something you have for a lifetime.
So Tiff, my question is, as you have longevity in this space of covering sports, dare I speak about the dark side of what your reality is? How would you encourage more minority women to get involved or get into sports?
I think what's happening now is there's this whole sisterhood. I was just at the sports power brunch, and
Yep.
there's so many of us, people that look like me, in that room, and you were able to connect with some of the younger folks that are coming up. I take a look at people's reels when they send it to me and want to get some advice and critiques on how they can improve and get there. The biggest thing I tell them too is that it just takes one person to say yes, one person to like you and to give you that opportunity. But the other thing, like I was just telling him, was that you've got to just be yourself. And that's, that's owning your blackness, right?
Yep.
Owning who you are. You don't have to shy away from that. Heck, I started wearing my hair natural because I got tired of straightening it. I wanted to be me. And so that's the message that I try to pass along.
My last question for you, Tiffany, is what would you say has changed the most since you came into covering sports to where you see it now?
Look at where you're at.
Yeah.
Like guys weren't really doing what you were doing, 10 years ago, like when I started into this whole NFL journey. So it's been really cool to see you guys be able to deliver your own message. Yeah, we still want to ask you questions and get information and get those interviews, but it's also great to see you guys owning who you are.
Right. Before you guys leave, obviously tell us what you got going on and how we can be of support.
Well, the biggest thing is we're working a podcast together.
Okay.
You know, back in 2015.
No Headsets is the name of the podcast.
No headsets. You know, taking off the headsets, put it down. Now I get a chance to speak freely. And that's one of the things that, we've always had a good rapport. You remember Tiff covering us in 2015. And from that relationship, this friendship, this mentorship, this ability to communicate always stayed live. So we had a conversation last year about, what potential could be. And I just said, hey, we really do need to do a podcast because her perspective, growing up in football, being around football, now covering football, and my perspective, being pretty much my life, we can talk about that. So it's been pretty cool. It's been fun so far.
Well, Tiff, riverboat.
Yeah.
May the force be with you. Stay away from vultures like Peggy.
Especially him. I know he was tough.
It'll be successful. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Got to come by and always say hello.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Appreciate you, Coach. Thank
right.
you. Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Welcome to another segment of 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Well, we always got it done. Bringing facts by the time before the. Hey, listen, there's a lot of comparisons on somebody feeling themselves. They be like, I got the juice. But rarely will somebody tell you that I really got the sauce. Present the song and introduce the others. Player partner, Sauce Gardner, my boy.
Sauce.
Hey, blessing to be here. Hey, who had that song, Young Ma? Young and May. She the only person that said that. I mean.
How you thugging, bro?
I'm good, bro. Life
How
good.
much you got on?
I know, bro. What you got? What you
Watch
rocking?
it, man. Let me get the.
Nah,
That's
I
a
don't
Richard
even know.
Miller.
Oh yeah, this is a
little.
Stop.
Bubba Watson. It's just having fun with life.
Yes, sir.
Just blessed though, overly.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. I ain't gonna pop it too much, but
Pop it.
You got to.
Hey,
because if you know who will,
pop
You
it, though.
got to.
I was just up
With
there
a name like Sauce.
Everybody,
yeah.
He gotta.
You can't be quiet, Sauce. You gotta be loud, Sauce.
See, I think that's what the people want. They be wanting me to pop it.
I ain't never heard.
Indirectly though.
You feel? I ain't never heard of cold sauce. You gotta have hot sauce.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Cold sauce don't sell.
Talk to me this way, because you've been in the media defending yourself. And anytime, as an athlete, as I know, if you have to defend yourself to fans, it's never a beneficial way to get critiqued how you want to. A big trade blockbuster getting you to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
How has that transition been for you?
It's been great. It's been great. Things was a little faster when I first got traded. Got traded on a Tuesday, had to learn the playbook. Got traded on Tuesday, got in Wednesday morning, had to learn the playbook for Sunday all the way in journalism.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
Made it happen.
That's
You had to make it happen.
20 yards giving up, no tug.
That's awesome. But what's the biggest difference, though? The mentality of the locker room, the team, the organization?
Like, it's a difference for sure. Both of those things you named, like mentality, and I wasn't there long enough to see like the Jets' full mentality change since AJ there, but I know him as an individual. He got all the right intangibles, as a person. So, I know things gonna change.
So let me ask you in this way, because being a defensive player with your skill set renders a different outlook on how a person may look at life or how you critique the game of football. Justin Fields, right? A former teammate of yours, what would you give insight for him knowing, not having a horse in the race now, that you've observed in the actual locker room that could give him, advice moving forward of what he could do to be better?
He was doing all the right stuff, like the studying and everything like that. Just keep studying like he's studying, and one of the main things that's changed, like my thought process on a lot of stuff, like that I would tell him, make sure you surround yourself with people that uplift you, through the negativity. That'd be the easy thing, like, I'd have had losing season with the Jets, and then sometimes it'd be some people around me that's like, all right, we lost, and ain't nobody talking to me. But we win, and we all got a lot to talk about. That's why, those certain little memes or posts when they say like the support and it's just you by yourself, and the congratulations is a lot more people like, always had. That's why a lot of people got like a girl, wife, like, babe, I ain't play that good, babe. We ain't play that good. We lost, and it's always happens like somebody that could like uplift you, whether it's your mom, girl, whatever that is. So,
good for you, bro. Now, seeing that same dynamic with a Daniel Jones, right, or an AR, as you look at quarterbacks play from your perspective, what gives you the excitement where your antennas raised when you get in prepared for a quarterback that is sweet?
I travel. Obviously, I travel with the number one receiver, so I like going against those quarterbacks where it's like they feel themselves, no matter what, I'm going to go to my guy. Yeah. And the crazy thing is some quarterbacks don't even move like that. Like, if I'm a quarterback and I got a receiver one guy, like, I don't care who guarding them. That's what I'm going at.
Yeah.
I've been traveling over the last couple years, and I've got half the targets than my first 2 years in the league when I didn't travel. Yeah. First couple years, 80 targets, 70-some, 80 targets. This past year, 30-some targets. And you mentioned having to explain myself, and it's not to fans. It's to the people who voices are valid.
Yeah.
Those the same ones who they don't make it an even playing field. I don't want nobody making excuses for me.
Yeah.
Don't make no excuses for me. All right, bet. I got to go to Berlin to play. Same week, just got traded. Don't make no excuse.
Yeah.
He might not play this well because, no, this is what I'm going to do because this is what I really do for real. Yeah. All right, so if you see, Sauce, he got 30-some targets. He's not even getting that many opportunities. He don't give up big explosive. It's rare to see that. Don't have this narrative like, oh, Sauce give a 2-point conversion up against the Atlanta Falcons. Let's run with that and show that and da-da-da. And then the same people y'all compare me to is, his pass rush is just not that good.
Yeah.
That's normal for corners to get beat because it's a bomb for a tug a couple times in the game.
Can I give you insight real quick? Free game. And I'm not just trying to pub 4th and 1. The greats have outlets that speak on their behalf.
For sure.
I never knew that. Yeah. Think about it. I played the quarterback position. Podcasts now are the modern day version of radio shows.
For sure.
When you think about the local radio shows and, hey, the head coaches have to go on or they got, contract requirements for them to do certain things. What I would tell you to do, if there's ever a situation, reach out to an outlet that you trust, whether good, bad, or indifferent, to say, this really is what's going on.
No, I just did, because I was just talking to Shannon.
Yep.
He was like, I think your play in your first 2 years, you did this. And then the other your last 2 years, I said, Shannon, in my first 2 years, everybody was talking about how I don't travel with the best receiver on the team all game.
Yeah.
And
that's what I've been doing the last 2 years because my coach didn't let me. And guess what? When I wasn't traveling with the best receiver every single play, I was having 80-some targets. So I was having so many targets to make more plays. And look at me now with the number one receiver.
Keeping the receiver out of
look at me with the number one receiver. I'm still, why am I having half the targets?
Yeah.
And I'm following the number one receiver. So I'm having to break it down to Shannon. He and I was like, it's the same way like people make excuses. Y'all make excuses when these corners y'all compare me to get bombed for a tug. And me as a player, I'm looking at it like this could happen sometimes as a corner. That's how I look at it. I'm a realist. I'm going to be like, all right, yeah, he ain't have a good game this game. All right, he had a good game this game. I'm not going to be like, all right, yeah, this guy right here, he had a good game. Oh, he had a bad. Oh, it happens. You can have bad games. Oh, this guy right here is Sauce. Oh, he had a good game. I ain't going to say nothing about it.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what is expected. Oh, he had a bad game. We're going to talk about that. So it's just like make it an even playing field. Don't make excuses for me. Say it for what it is, the good and the bad. But
unfortunately, being in your position, how good you are, the comparison is going to always be skewed.
But why they don't admit it, though? That's the thing. That's the reality.
Yeah.
But they don't want to admit it. It got to be an underlying thing, but only if you a realist, only if you know. Now you want to admit it because of who I am. It's always skewed with me. And I didn't used to care at first.
Yeah.
But because it'd be fans, they just stat watching, they just da-da-da. But when you know, because you're watching the game, don't try to be like, all right, we're not going to talk about Sauce after he just played against the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1 in the league, and he ain't give up a catch all game until it was a ball where he deflected, a ball got knocked out and just fell in DK arms.
Yeah.
And he only gave up 1 reception for 11 yards. Don't do that, because the next person that only give up 1 reception, everybody want to talk about it.
Tell me why you at Super Bowl, bro.
I'm here with Q Collar. You know, crazy thing about this is, before we even partnered with each other, I never had no intent to partner originally. I did it off the strength because, you know, I knew it could.
What is Q collar?
What does it do?
It's a collar that you wear around your neck, and you know, football be a lot of collisions almost every single play.
Yeah.
And you know, it compress your neck and it stop your brain from shaking a lot when you having those collisions. And it's swag.
Is this what Luke used to wear?
I think Luke used to wear it.
That's crazy.
A lot of running backs in the league wear it, a lot of linebackers in the league.
So how could somebody really get a Q collar, being in that very physical sport, no matter if DB, linebacker, running back, quarterback, how could you go and get a Q collar?
You could just either go on the Q collar website or go on Q collar Instagram, and they had a link to the website. You just go on there.
How long y'all been?
Or you can hit me up, and maybe I might do a little stuff for you.
We need to get a Q collar for Peggy because I'm gonna knock his ass out.
You keep talking, but I'm she could go come on. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, bro, you talked about traveling with the receiver, and how much emphasis in the game for the people that wouldn't know, how much emphasis is on the receiver versus the quarterback in the play, if that makes sense.
What you mean?
So like, who are you focused on more during the play? Like, is it the receiver?
I mean,
paying attention to the quarterback in his eyes and his.
I mean, it depends what coverage it is. You know, it's really a confidence thing. Like, even when people used to talk about the traveling, I always knew I could do it because Solid just didn't used to want me to do it because of how it may affect
the scheme
corner or how I could change the scheme up and stuff like that. I always, can't nobody try to tell me who I know what I do, and that's why every time it ain't a coincidence that no matter what's said, every time the numbers come out, look who at the top.
Yeah.
Every time
numbers don't.
The shortest window percentage, whatever that is, always sticky. Like, it ain't a coincidence. It's just that people choose what they want to talk about. That's just the reality.
Listen, bro, I want to be respectful to all requests and things like that. I got to get your information, bro. Sauce Gardner, you're a person, bro, that's doing it your way, the leader of the new school.
For sure.
Keep rocking and rolling. Yeah. And like I just told AJ from the city, from the crib, stay green, bro, because you hear way more boos than you hear oohs in our position. Right. You got people that really rock with you, bro.
I'm already
that you're moving in a way that, man, Sauce wore that, so I got to go wear this. Right. Sauce do this, I got to do that.
For sure.
Keep using your influence in a positive way, man. and we're going to keep rocking with you, bro.
Know it, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Already know it.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Already know it.
Yes, sir. We got some QBs, bro. We got people with big arms sitting right beside us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Came from the Pats. Now he with the Star State. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas Cowboys. Joe Milton, man, welcome, bro.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, bro?
I need some vegan options.
Welcome. Bro, tell me about that transition, bro. You've been in 2 big franchises, all right?
For sure.
Patriots, and you know their dynasty.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys, you know their dynasty. Everybody don't get to play for those teams. What did it feel like between both organizations, and what's the vast difference between them?
I mean, it felt great for playing for both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a major difference. Like when you, I tell everybody, like the Cowboys is like the SEC. The Patriots is more like the Big Ten.
Well, you better kick.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Okay,
Yeah.
you better kick it off.
Far as like how everything is ran, like for me, the Patriots is more like my Michigan days, and the Cowboys like my Tennessee days. Like that's how I treat it. So, yeah.
Bro, let's get into it, dog. I think I'm very interested to get into the discussion that, you know, you felt strong on. I think in my position, there's an allegiance or an obedience to keep it real for how I see it. Yeah. And the toughest part about being in this position is being honest or telling your side of the story may affect other sides not being, you know, heard or a point that's being made. So bring it to the attention, and we'll chat about it.
As far as what?
As far as the, the New England Patriots dynamic that I may have made or what have you?
I forgot what the question was, but they asked me, should anybody like feel some type of way on what you say? I said no, shouldn't. That's your opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. So, yeah. So I said it. Nobody shouldn't listen.
So I think as we discuss sports talk, right? And grateful for you saying that. In my world of content, there's always this narrative that Cam's a hater, Cam's bitter, Cam's mad. Well, I just seen a clip of a specific individual, a Dave Portnoy. I have conversations with Skip Bayless. You have conversations with Nick Wright. You have conversations with Stephen A. Smith. Individuals that aren't experts into understanding what it's like to be in a hostile environment, having to ID a mic. Hey, your shoulder is throbbing. What does that treatment process look like? What does a real game preparation look like? And now having this platform, there's times where I understand my impact, and there's sometimes I'm reminded of like, yo, what you say people care about. I have a hard time with getting the same grace because some would discern it to be something that it was never intended it to be.
For sure.
So when I do talk about a Daquavius Prescott, when I do talk about a Drake London, when I do talk about a Drake May, when I do talk about a Jackson Smith and Jigba, those individuals hear it, and it weighs more because of who it's coming from.
Yeah.
But I still owe a service to the platform to give them insight in ways that they may not even looked at it to be. I just got off of a conversation with a radio show in New England. They mentioned Fool's Gold. They mentioned why compare a Drake May to a Rex Grossman. Well, certain things and certain strategies are in place just so I can get your attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that I got your attention, I'm gonna make the necessary merit or logic make sense. Everybody's not going to be a Tom Brady.
That's right.
Everybody's not going to be a Cam Newton. Everybody's not going to be a Joe Milton.
Right.
For you and your transition of, you know, playing at this level, what do you think you have to be, or what do you need to work on to become a starter in this league?
I mean, as far as like working on something, I feel like you just got to get better at everything.
Yeah.
I know that's cliche to say, but you got to chip away on everything. Like you got to be able to get 3% better every day. Like 1% ain't enough no more. It got to be up to 3%. That's my goal. So year 2 going into this offense with Shoddy and with Dak, man, just learning the offense like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
I think once you know the whole offense, nobody can take nothing from you.
Yeah.
You get to be able to show all your whole skill set.
Well, it's a twofold question for me, and this is my last kind of thing I want to talk about. But give us some insight of Drake May. You know, you was around him for some time. What could fans kind of hear that they may not understand about him?
He's a kid, man. He's legit down to earth. Anytime he's in the locker room or going to the locker room, he's involved with people.
Yeah.
You know, he got great locker room talks. He bound to talk to you about whatever. Like he may seem shy, may seem quiet, but if you talk to him, he'll open up to you.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was a real dude, man. You know, being in a room with him. He's younger than me, so it was like to hear somebody younger than me know football like that. It was great.
So listen, I always believed in this type of analogy. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Sure.
Now, the opposite quarterback on the other end, I had the opportunity to play with him at Carolina. And when you see a story like a Sam Darnold, when you see a story like a Mac Jones, when you see guys who have, in essence, been on other teams now get their opportunity,
Sure.
I would encourage you to stay ready.
Most definitely.
Because dare I say you want somebody to get injured for you to have an opportunity. You never know with this league, bro.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So when you see a Sam Darnold in that type of dynamic, how do you fare? Are you a starting quarterback in this league?
Hell yeah. I am a starting quarterback in this league. When I look at Sam Darnold's situation, I don't dig too deep into the situation because everybody's story is different. Everybody's path's different. For me, I feel like once my opportunity presents itself, you just got to ball out. I think that's all it is. With Sam's situation, he had a lot of messed up coaches that probably messed him over. People say, oh, play calls.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff with his story that went along with, to who he is today. But for me, I don't really look too much in it. I just try to focus on myself, focus on the people that's in my circle. I watch a little bit of football, the quarterbacks I watch, Josh Allen. I watch a little bit of Pat Mahomes. Certain stuff he do, he have his own game. So just try to chip away with that. Not too much of just diving into a person's story and just try to follow along with that and be like, oh, that's gonna be my story one day. Just live my own path.
I think the thing about it is when you hear a Sam Darnold type of situation, it gives hope to say, I can be that too, and I can kind of remix it. You got anything?
Yeah, but even in your position, like you said, obviously Dak is starting, but your game might be a different game than Dak.
Yeah.
How do you go about your preparation? Because a lot of times they might make an offense for a particular player.
Right.
But when it's your time to start, you have to actually follow through and execute.
It's tough as hell, bro.
Yeah. So, tell me about that. It's do you change your game or you just remain who you are and play to your strengths? Or, because that position it just happened just like that.
I tried to change my game one time for a coach, and it ain't go well.
Yeah.
So I never change my game for a coach. I'll call the play that you want and execute it at my highest level that you taught me in practice, but I'm not going to change my game for no coach because at the end of the day, what I realized and what I always knew is that they can't cross that white line. Once that play call come through that helmet or that signal come on the field, they can't cross that white line. So what you do out there is what you do.
Man, listen, bro, appreciation for you, bro. One of the biggest, if not the biggest arm in the NFL, bro. Joe Milton, bro. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you,
No problem, bro.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it, bro.
All love, bro. Man, welcome to another segment of 4th and 1. Now, listen, I be needing some business insight. I be needing some motivation. I be needing some reasons and ways of how to get myself going. And I look on YouTube and find a guy by the name of Mr. Gary Vee.
Yes, sir.
My man, present to some, introduce to others, the businessman of all businessmen, motivators of all motivators, and the realest of all realists in a way that's so digestible to this generation.
Sure.
Gary Vee, what's up, bro?
My man, it's always good to see you.
Good?
I love when we're together. It's good to be with you.
Yes.
Thank you, man. You guys are working hard, I see.
Yeah, trying.
I see it.
Now, you've always been a prophet in this business landscape.
And profitable.
I got $100,000. Knowing what you know, where should I invest it?
That's a really timely question. first of all, it depends. Biggest issue, especially with youth culture, is I got 100,000 and I want $1 million tomorrow. And that's why people lose their money. What's up, my man? And so I would say that there's a couple ways to think about it. It's ironic that you asked me right this second at a time that Bitcoin is getting its face beat in.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's at 60-something thousand on an asset that I think is this generation's gold. So one of the places to divvy up a little of that 100,000, especially today, not 4 months ago, but today, a little 10, 15K into Bitcoin excites me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number two, something you know. Let me explain what I mean by that. This is a fun one, especially being with one of the greatest athletes of all time. Trading cards is real. Sports cards, Pokemon cards. Collectibles is a massive, massive opportunity. I've been on this since 2018. Things went crazy. But, for example, buying LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, high-end trading cards. So if you texted me and said, I'm putting 100,000 into this stuff right now, go. A little bit into Bitcoin because I like it right this second.
Okay.
For the long term, 5, 7, 10 years from now.
All right, we got Bitcoin.
I'm putting money into some Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Curry, long-term basketball icon trading cards.
Okay.
And the last little bit for me personally, I'm obsessed with Netflix, Amazon, and Facebook as public companies because they're going to win this next game.
Yeah.
They're going to win this next game. But let me tell you what I would do. I, Gary, would not invest $100,000 because I'm an operator, and I would go buy $100,000 worth of hats, sneakers, some stuff, and I would sell on TikTok Shop Live. Live shopping on social media is about to go off the next 3-4 years, and I am obsessed with live shopping. And anybody that's got a little flip life, like if you were the kid back in the day that knew how to like buy an ounce and break them into nicks to make your money on the arbitrage.
That wasn't Peggy.
Like, but I'm really going there. Like, if you were like a street kid and you knew how to make nick bags out of an ounce, that's how you made money. Or like me, a lemonade stand shoveling. Like, if you knew how to buy shit and flip it, if you have that in you, buying stuff and reselling it, buying stuff on eBay and selling it on TikTok Live, buying bulk T-shirts, hats, bracelets, stuff, and selling it on TikTok Live or whatnot is the biggest opportunity. And so me, I take 100, go buy some shit, and then get in front of a camera and sell some shit, be at 187, go buy some shit, sell some shit at 265. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would act on my 100. Too many people trying to bet on something and make some quick money.
You talk about, and one thing you kept talking about was content. We're all in the content space, right? Tell me how content correlates with business and how if you are king in content, you're king in business.
Do you know what it feels like sitting next to this handsome man right now, knowing the dinner meetings we had in New York years ago, and literally watching this man? Look at this. I'm getting goosebumps. Look, literally, because I knew he was going to do it. The charisma's undeniable. Obviously, he was a world-class athlete, but to watch this man literally take the conversations we had 7 years ago in New York City and watch him build and understand exactly what I was saying and going and doing it, what do I think? I think it's the number one thing I think about in life, which is when you, by the way, I dropped serious game just now. I just told everybody who's watching that live shopping, QVC on social media is gonna go. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to clip this and have the receipts. It's 100% gonna happen. Now the question becomes, who's gonna do something about it? So what do I think? I think he did it, and now when you have attention, his option, your options are unlimited.
My question is this. I typically have a question of the day, and I remember asking Peggy this. Now, knowing business how you know business, what's more valuable? Having $4 million in liquid cash or having $4 million in assets that is worth $4 million?
That's a good question. Now, if the assets are really strong, it might be the assets because you can borrow against the assets.
Can you give examples of that, just so the audience will understand what you can borrow against a great asset?
A great asset, banks and other lending mechanisms are going to say, I believe in this. I have $12 million, this is real, in CryptoPunks, a very highly speculative NFT. Banks are scared of that. They're like, we don't know what that is, Gary Vee.
Yeah.
They will one day, but they don't. But if you have a home, if you have an Amazon, if you have $4 million in Amazon stock, solid, you could go borrow fucking $3 million, $2 million against that with, some interest.
Yeah.
But you keep your stock and you got the cash and you can go do cash. Now, if it goes under, you could default. They could take your stock. I'm not going to take this entire podcast on financial arbitrage, but you want high quality assets that if you need liquid, you can borrow against versus just having the liquid.
So I'm going to give you an example of good assets versus bad assets. Property.
Good asset.
Car.
Obviously, if it's, good property's a good asset if it's in a good spot.
Yes.
But overall, yes, car bad.
Jewelry.
Bad.
Art.
It's an interesting one, but I'm gonna go with if you play in the top 10% good with higher interest than property or but I would say in the middle. I'm gonna go with the middle on that one.
Let's go airplane, private jet.
Bad.
Let's go with boat as in yacht.
Bad.
Let's go. I was about to finish it. Boats and nah. Women.
Women could be great. The greatest investment my father ever made was marrying my mother. That guy would have lost without her. Now, if you're super handsome and charismatic, I don't know how you play.
No. Keep me out of here. Keep me out of here. I don't want to go.
That way, he liked it. He liked that one. But you know what? I was glad I was able to do that.
Yeah.
For some men, my father, the best investment of his life.
Yes.
For other men,
I'll second that.
They played it different.
When you got a village behind you, bro, no matter if it's a source or sources, it has an innate ability to impact your output.
What about clothes and shopping?
Clothes is interesting. Like clothes and shop, again, all of this, we were just talking through the lens of investment.
Okay.
I want to take that and then talk about happiness and joy. If buying a wonderful jacket and you can afford it brings you joy, it's a tremendous investment on your soul. I think Cam was coming from the lens of like business and like investment, so I was answering that way. But like back to yacht and jet, if you killed it like that and sold your company for $1 billion, by the way, like jet, highly valuable for a lot of people. Because I was a street kid, fought off taking private my whole life because I thought I was a sellout until my time got so fucking valuable. We've been trying to do this for 8 months.
Yeah.
And that's how busy I am. You guys are. When time becomes valuable, jet becomes valuable. And so it's just where you are in life.
Yes. Yeah. Man, Gary Vee, that's our time, bro. We have to get you in Atlanta.
Yeah, we're going to do proper. We're going to do proper. I promise.
And another way, too, what you just said was gold to me, and I treat it like gold because when I was in those conversations, those text threads, those dinner meetings, coming from where I come, I never had access to friends that would give insight in a different element that I was not accustomed to. Yeah. It was always, bro, we got to work out hard.
Yeah.
It's more or less like, it's not what you have, it's who you know to maximize what you have.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I appreciated the most about, you and your social circle is because these guys are real good assets and outlets for anybody. And I would, always encourage people to lock in with people who know more than you about a certain force or certain dealing.
And I know we got to go. I'm just going to say this because I need people to hear this. Okay. And what street kids have is you knew I was giving you that game and I expected nothing in return.
That's facts.
Be very careful, kids. Pay attention if you can smell if they're giving with intent of getting something. That's not given, that's called manipulation. When we were in those times together, we spent time together, I was given because I just wanted to see you win.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to get something from you. Yeah. Pay very close attention, friends, to that.
Oh, that's real.
Thank you, bro.
My man, always good to see you. Love you.
Till next time. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Vee.
Forward to the next.
Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Man, here with another segment of 4th and 1 where we always got it done, bringing facts about a time. Hey, man, you never know who's going to rock and roll with you. Our next guest, Justin Gaethje, my guy, UFC. Let's talk about it, bro.
Do it.
How you feeling?
I feel great. I just fought 2 weeks ago. My body is a little bit sore still, but I feel great.
Bro,
I've been worse, I'll tell you that.
Now, we just had DC, Daniel
Come here.
yesterday, and I was asking him, why does it take so long for fighters to get into shape, or what is the time frame? So for you, when will be the next time you will want to get back into the octagon?
So I require 12 weeks advance notice.
Now 12 weeks, what is that, 3 months?
3 months.
Yeah.
Take us through why 3 months is essential.
So, I mean, it is a battle. It's cardio. It's all cardio. And even though I fought 2 weeks ago, it's crazy how fast you lose it.
Yeah.
And to stay that disciplined and that locked in after a fight is impossible because your body is really beat up. I do 10, 12, 8, 10, 12 week camps, 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. And you really just break your body down. And so you just got to allow it to come back, to heal up, so that way you can do it again.
But when you get ready to fight, you said 8, 10 weeks of breaking your body down. When it comes to the fight, does your body feel whole? Do you feel ready, or it's like you still a little tired from your work?
So if it's 8 weeks, on week 5 it's a down week, so it'll be like a little bit less intense to let your body kind of recover. And then once you get there, that the whole week before the fight is really just cutting weight. So you're not pushing yourself too hard. You're not beating yourself up too hard. You're just changing your whole diet. And you only work out once a day.
Okay.
At night. I try to work out whenever I'm going to fight. I never work out at night, only the week of the fight, because I think the nighttime is for killing people. So I only work out during the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that weight cut is brutal.
Yeah.
But once you get that off, we push ourselves so hard, and it's all cardio, and it takes 6 weeks to even see your body start to change. So
now hear this. What's the best thing about what you do?
I would say the feeling, the feeling of accomplishment. Working so hard, wanting something so bad, and then winning in front of 20,000 people live. Millions of people across the world, and getting so much praise for your performance. That's the best part. There's no matching the high of this sport of winning and the low of losing, and so it kind of ruins the rest of life. Maybe having a child might do that for me, but there's no way to have the feelings I have when I'm in there.
And now to follow that up with, what's the worst thing about it? Is it defeat? Is it losing? Is it not meeting expectations?
Yeah,
what is that like?
I think not meeting expectations. Letting the people around you down. So many people put so much time and effort into helping me get ready for these fights. So my family, my coach's family, they're all sacrificing time, energy. And you really want to achieve something and be successful for them. That's the main reason. You don't do things for yourself. It's really for the people that support me. So,
for sure.
Yeah, letting them down is definitely the worst part of it. Understanding that they believed in you and not being able to achieve success. But ultimately, understanding also that they don't care. They just want you to be healthy, be happy, and be as ready as you can be.
When you're talking about being as ready as possible and capable, take us in the octagon. You're getting in there, you seeing your opponent across from you.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind? What's your mindset?
I show up 3 hours before I fight, and then there's a whole process you go through of stretching and getting your hands taped. But really, so where you're at. So I was the last fight of the card. There's 12 fights before me. Once the main card starts at 6 p.m., I'm the 5th fight. And so as each fight comes and goes, you're a little bit closer, but you can't get there. You can't rush the process because it's not going to come. You have to wait. It's 4 fights have to go before you. And then once that last fight happens, they come in like, all right, 7 to 9 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to walk. So then you're just sitting there and you're trying not to think, because it just takes one negative thought to send you cascading down a negative path. And so you're really just trying to stay controlled, stay present, and understand that there's no way out.
Yeah.
You are here There's no way out. You are ready.
It's it.
Yeah. And then so that's where the nerves come in. It's whenever you're waiting for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's between 2 and 4 minutes for them they come in, they say, time to go. You walk out to the hallway, and then once you walk into the arena, it's the first time you see the people.
Yeah.
For the whole night. You don't even, you can't hear them in the back. So it's your first time being in the environment. And so it's just crazy.
But
walking in and making that change into like somebody that's me. I'm not a mean person, but you got to be mean. You got to be willing to hurt somebody and happy to hurt somebody. And that comes from, the justification comes from knowing that they're trying to do the same thing to you.
But that's the part I'm saying. It's like, how do you switch your mind back? Because any other sport, basketball, okay, we just shooting whatever. Football, he hit me, but he tackled me. But, bro, you just punched me in my face. Bro.
Yeah.
How do I go to, like, oh, it's just a part of the sport, even though you know?
Yeah,
but
you
when
just
get hit, kicked, it's like, bro.
The crazy thing is, so you feel nothing. Like, adrenaline is a hell of a drug. It's the craziest drug. And that's what I'm going to, that's what I'm going to be chasing the rest of my life. You know, the adrenaline shot that this sport gives me. Like, there's nothing like being alone with no help, and there's no way out, you know? And so, I mean, you just got to stay in it, you know, because it's a constant, every sport is a battle of momentum, and you're constantly taking and giving momentum when you're in there, but this sport is just crazy. It's
Man,
crazy.
while I have you, bro, I want to ask, because everybody's experience is different. What was your experience like coming into this combat sport of UFC? Because when you see other fighters like yourself, some, you know, was in jiu-jitsu, some was in, you know, many different, you know, things early on, but I'm curious to know what was yours.
Yeah, mine was wrestling. I started wrestling at 4 years old, and then I met some UFC fighters in like 2008, and I was like, these are normal dudes. Normal dudes, and I was like, I'm gonna try this. And so I think that was a huge lesson for me, is understanding that people on TV aren't special. They're just normal people, and I think now my nephew is gonna achieve greater things than me because he's seen how possible it is.
Yeah.
And once you understand something's possible, then it's more achievable.
Yes.
And so once I met UFC fighters, I understand they were normal, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Last thing, I know, how do you choose your song that you come out to?
Oh, that's real.
So I change it every fight. Usually it'll be like, so again, these training camps are crazy. It's 6 days a week. Every single day you gotta wake up locked in. And I listen to music on the way to practice, on the way home, and one day I'll hear a song, it'll give me chills, it'll put me in the right headspace, and then I'll pick that song. That way on fight night, if something's going negative or in the wrong direction as I come out, I can take myself back to this day and time where I was positive, I was confident, and you know I had a good feeling. And so
I love that.
it's like it's a tool, just in case.
Man, that's good stuff, bro. As they say, the champs here.
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you, Just.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
absolutely,
bro.
boys. Thank you.
Anytime, dog. Where you based, man?
Denver.
Denver, Colorado. Some good skiing there.
Skiing,
we gotta
golf.
lock in.
You golf?
Pickleball.
Oh.
Peggy! When you start in a family, your perspective changes overnight. Suddenly, you're thinking years ahead about their future and the milestones that you can't wait to see.
That's real.
And for me, a part of loving my family is always about thinking about their future, even in the most uncomfortable ways. Life insurance isn't a fun topic, but it's one that we all need to think about. That's why I recommend life insurance through Ethos.
So how easy is it?
Ethos makes getting life insurance fast and easy, 100% online. You can get a quote in just seconds. Apply in as little as 10 minutes and get same-day coverage.
I heard you don't even need a medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions and can get up to $3 million in coverage. And some policies are as low as $30 a month, billed monthly.
That's right. And Business Insider just named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider.
I need to look into that.
Protect your family with life insurance with Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes at ethos.com/fourth. That's ethos.com/FOURTH. Ethos.com/fourth. Application times may vary. Rates may vary. Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Welcome to another segment of 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. Bringing facts by the time before that. Man, listen, the OG is here. The man, the myth, the legend.
His mama call him Stephen Anthony. So what would be me any different not to call him Stephen Anthony? I present to some and introduce to others the legendary, the man of many talents, the culture catalyst, Stephen A. Smith.
Nobody introduced me like him. Nobody introduced me. What's up, baby? What's up, baby?
Welcome.
How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. How you doing, bro?
First question. Why so many people hate you?
People hate the truth. They hate the fact that they can't sway you from telling the truth. And I don't, some of it you take personal when they try to come at me with the wrong shit. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
But if you gonna hold me accountable for what I say and you contextualize it properly, I'm a big boy. I can take it. It's the inaccurate stuff. I'm the kind of person that believes I give you enough to come at me for what I actually say and do, rather than you having to make it up.
Yeah.
And I think that, when you think about what I say, the biggest thing that I hang on, I don't get personal. I don't get into people's personal business.
Gotcha.
So I can see some stuff. And my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't breaking no laws. Ain't in police blotters. Ain't none of my business. But what you do on the field or the court of play or inside the ring, I got to chronicle that. And so when people take that and then all of a sudden that qualifies you as a sellout, but two black people are going against one another, you critical of one, you praising another. When they come to politics and I'm sitting there like, this policy works for us, this policy hasn't worked for us. When I'm looking at you and I'm sitting there since 1964, y'all been doing this to us, been saying this to us, but I'm calling you on it, and that's a problem when I'm looking out for my community. If you think that that's a reason to hate on me, then hate away. I don't have time for it. I'm gonna keep marching forward. I know how much I love us. I know how much I love my family, my friends, my community. I know what I've done. It's a fact. It's not feelings, it's fact. And I know that, and I got data and information to back it up. If you want to ignore all of that and hate me, hate away. I ain't gonna lose a bit of sleep over it. I'm gonna keep marching forward.
You balance it so well, though. And speaking about that, how do you balance it, too? Because it's like, you can't really put you in a lane.
Right.
Right? And it's like politics, sports. I don't even know what's next. I mean, on TV, daytime TV. And it's just like, bro, what is Stephen A. going to do next? My question is, how do you compartmentalize and balance all of those things?
Well, first of all, I work my ass off.
Yeah.
Facts. My attitude is I couldn't play like that, so I better know how to do something. You know what I'm saying? I better know how to do something. That's number one. So I work my ass off. I put my head down. I make sure that I'm committed to try to be the best that I can be at what I do.
Yeah.
And secondly, I try to help as many people as I can. I try to help as many brothers and sisters as I can. It's not an accident that you see a lot of people on television and coming through or whatever, because I push for stuff like that. That stuff matters to me, and I stand on that. So my attitude is like, listen, Cam played football, so he can't do this? You shouldn't have a podcast. Shouldn't have a show. Shouldn't be giving your opinions on various other things because you play football? Really? How anybody sound coming like that? There's a multitude of things that folks can do. And I applaud athletes and I applaud artists who have shown us they've got the courage and the confidence and the work ethic to show you that they're not one-dimensional. I'm not one-dimensional, and I've proven that, and I'm going to continue to prove it. I might get into a little acting. I might get into a little acting.
I see you.
I might do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't put it past me. I might do some stuff like that on top of everything else that I'm doing. I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
That's my attitude, and I'm not gonna stop.
Listen, I want to touch on something real quick. I want to be vulnerable.
Okay.
And I think oftentimes in our culture, that's hard for especially black men to do.
Yep.
Vulnerable moment. What has really impacted you that got to you, that you may have heard or observed?
Nah, it's easy. It's easy. When people are calling me, accusing me of selling out my community, as they've been doing over the last few months, it's hurt. I ain't gonna front. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like, that's okay, that it didn't hurt, it didn't sting me. I ain't cry over it. I didn't lose sleep over it, but it hurt me.
Yes.
Because, I'm a person that I almost lost my career in 2009 because I'm fighting for us. Yeah, it was over a contract dispute, but what happened a year earlier was me going into the bosses and complaining about some things that was going on with us. And the next thing you know, a year later, my contract didn't get renewed. I saw people, you know, the things that I've done for HBCUs, the things that I've done for us in our community, in this business, what I've strived to do. I'm not responsible for people getting hired or fired and stuff like that, but I've always fought the good fight.
Yeah.
And to watch people, you might disagree with my perspective, and to say because of that, black people don't mess with you. I had somebody that was near and dear to me in my life tell me over text message a week ago, black people don't fuck with you. And I'm like, what? Now, you see me at HBCU.
For sure.
You see me in our community. You see me here on Radio Row. People see me at the games in the locker rooms. That's not what I get. First Take's #1. My Sirius XM show is #1. Both shows, political and sports and all of this other stuff. But for somebody to even say that to me, shit hurt. It hurts. And I'm the kind of person that I'll never get engaged in vengeance.
Yeah.
But you can't talk to me no more.
But what I was,
I'm not messing with you.
What I would say is this, because my answer to that is my relationship with black women.
Right.
That hurts me.
Yeah.
Given the circumstance, as a person who has daughters, it's like, how can y'all receive that?
Right.
But I also have beautiful women that I work alongside with, and the narrative to be painted, oh man, whatever it may be, but it takes a woman to bring out, this is how it can come off.
Right.
So in this particular case, I would ask you, do you see how it could come off to the black community where we look at certain public figures to say, he's one of us?
Fair.
Whether we want the attention or not, my question is,
I see where you're going.
Can you empathize to the culture or to the black community by them feeling the way that they have?
Yes.
Okay.
On a case-by-case basis. Jasmine Crockett, Representative Jasmine Crockett, yes. Because I'm on my show doing my opening monologue, going off about the other side, but saying to you, do you think cursing out the president gonna get you what you want? Because I'm thinking about the 766,000 constituents that she represents, along with my aspiration for her to run for the Senate seat in Texas, where she be representing 31 million. So I'm thinking about the end game and saying, I need you to win. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I came out, instead of thinking about how she would receive that. So you're right about that. I did not feel that way about what I said about Michelle Obama. What did I say about Michelle Obama? I said, I revere this woman. We all do. I believe she would beat Trump. She would have beaten Trump. I said, I don't appreciate the fact that you went out on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris and said, alluded to misogyny if we didn't vote for her. Wait a minute. Why are you talking like that to black men? We love our black women. We revere our black women. We trust you. We place our faith in you. Y'all are the ones who check us. What do you mean? We would be misogynistic. How are you going to allude to something like that? I'm standing on that. I'm not budging over that, because I mean that. I would have voted for her. I think she would have won the presidency. So you didn't want to do that, but you wanted us to vote for her, you know, and then Kamala Harris, well, it's the election and Biden was losing it, and what happens, they elevate you to that position. You didn't go through a primary. You didn't go through the process that you normally have to go through in order to get the Democratic nomination. Me pointing that out, that's facts, that's not feelings. All right? And then there's the Kerry Champion thing. Well, I never said a bad word about her. What I said is, how are you speaking badly about me? I was on the defensive like, yo, I have supported you. You've spoken, you've been going from First Take for a decade. You never said a word about me until the Jasmine Crockett thing came up. You were talking about what Skip did, not me. And it was true that I'm the one that got her hired. Jamie Horowitz was the boss. He wanted her there, but Skip ran the show. And if Skip Bayless didn't want you there, you wasn't coming. And there was one person that Skip would listen to, and everybody knows who that was. It's me. Ask him. He's here. He on Radio Row. Ask him. I convinced him to hire Kerry Champion, which she knows. So how is it that a decade later, because something goes down with Jasmine Crockett that here you are releasing a video when you had my number and you never called me. Why? And then you're Jamel Hill. Nothing but respect for you. You said that's your girl, so you're going to ride and die with her. No problem. No problem at all. But my point is, when people say black women, last time I checked, black folks are about 50, 60 million deep in this country.
Okay.
Black women make up at least half that.
If that.
If at least half that. 4 or 5 women got a problem, and all of a sudden the black women got a problem with me. All the black women that work for me, all the black women that work with me, all the black women that have reached out to me for assistance throughout the years, and because 3 or 4 people sound off, we got a black woman problem. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it, and that's why I can compartmentalize it and say, Cam, that's a profound question. You're absolutely right, and I can see where you're coming from, and I saw it after it happened, and I made amends for it when it came to the representative. But everything else, nah, I'm not owning that.
So
I'm not owning that.
What I would say to this is there's a commonality of where a lot of these issues kind of come from.
Sure.
Dare I say you specifically?
Yeah.
But I would like to say maybe it's the political views that you may have.
Sure.
I can see that.
Do you still feel it's necessary, being in your position of prominence and of concern, why you feel like it's necessary for you to still be in politics?
Let me tell you this. And if you don't know it, you're going to figure it out. You see what we doing here? You got millions of views, bro. It's coming if it hasn't already. You don't get to just be the Cam of old. You don't get to just talk about sports with your boy. Watch. It's going to come down the pike where all of a sudden it's going to be what you got to say about this. Remember, I was doing a sports show when Trayvon Martin got killed. They said, Stephen A., what you going to say about it? You can't be quiet. It's a sports show. That wasn't a sports incident. They demanded to hear from me. Colin Kaepernick's going down. That's a given. There's other issues. Philando Castillo in Minnesota gets gunned down by a police officer. Police brutality going on in our community. What you got to say about it, Stephen A? They didn't tell me to be quiet then.
Speaking for the
because what they're saying is that you speaking for the culture. Yo, bro, you one of those voices. You don't get to hide. But then the second I utter a syllable you might disagree with, you want me to hide, make up your mind. It don't work that way. They did this incident where I talked about the woman that got shot, Renee Good, in Minnesota. And what I said was, legally, the officer is justified because he was in front of the car. There was an officer at the side of the car. When she turned to try to get away, he moved out the way and shot through the window. I said, humanely, morally, ethically, there was no excuse to kill that woman. That is ridiculous. That's horrible. But legally, he got the president, the vice president, and the secretary for Homeland Security defending him. He's not going to get touched. I went on for 25 minutes going off about how inhumane it was. They took 4 words out of a 25-minute monologue. And nobody in our community says they took 4 words until Dr. Umar Johnson came out and said they took 4 words. He said a whole lot of stuff. But this is what they do. Because understand, when you in this game, you get to a point where 1 or 3 things. Remember, I'm talking to you too. I'm talking to everybody. Remember what they do to you. They try to ally you. If that doesn't work, they try to neutralize you. And if that don't work, they try to destroy you. That's the game. Who do they do it to? Cats who make noise. And I make noise. And so when they look at it from that standpoint, somebody would say, well, why do you want to get into politics or anything like that? I didn't say I wanted to get into politics. I said I was asked to. I'm doing social commentary. I'm doing political commentary. In my perfect world, Cam, I got to give up my money. Did they tell you that? I got to give up my money. I run for office. You know me. You become my boy. You know that. Is your brother trying to give up his money? Am I trying to give up my? Is my money going away?
Hello.
Me?
Yes.
Me? Please. I like my life.
Yes.
The money ain't going. I'm not giving up that money.
Yes.
But in the same breath, if I got to speak on issues and I have the platform to speak on it,
correct.
The condemnation comes whether I speak or whether I'm silent.
Yes.
So why not speak?
So last thing for me is, what's the end game as we bring everything full circle? It was just
to make
a perfect soliloquy of how you use the word.
Soliloquy.
Now, what's the end game or what's the vision for you in politics that people should know?
I have no interest in being in elected office. The reason why it seems conflicting is because I have a very strong interest to be on that debate stage in 2027 against those politicians who I believe are responsible for dividing us as a country. You got to remember, I'm not an aficionado on the issues, but I don't have a political record. They do. No. I didn't divide us. You did. I wasn't corrupt and dismissive and insensitive and politically expedient. You were. You did this to us. Now, I may not be an aficionado now, but come 2027, if I was on the debate stage, I promise you there ain't an issue I won't know, and I'll be ready. That's where my interest lies if I elect to do something like that. Outside of that, it's just being a voice for our community and making sure that cats know, well, no matter where you stand, that you always have me as a platform to utilize to bring attention to the issues that need to have attention brought to it so you, the public, can decide. I'm not taking sides. I'm letting you know how I feel, but I'm not condemning you for feeling differently because you might know more than me and you might educate me and change my mind. But at least you have one of us who has the platform to make that kind of noise that's going to resonate with our community, and that's what I'm about.
Man, the thing about it is, in closing, I wouldn't be on ESPN if it wasn't for you. Yeah. And when I say if it wasn't for you, your words, how you spoke life, how you gave reassurance of saying, Cam, be you, bro, be you. I hear those words often, and the critique that nobody sees. You got to speed it up. Hey, work on this, work on the tone. Hey, this live TV, you have to get to your point faster. All these things I take to heart because I understand when I was playing, there was an expectation, there was a misunderstanding that I had to people who covered me.
Yeah.
Being on this side, I see some of the same pitfalls that they've casted over you. And I just want to tell you, appreciate you. A lot of people, whether they want to give you the credit or not, have benefited off of Stephen A. Smith, directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
And you've always been a person to keep it 100, whether it was uncomfortable for you to do so or not. And I just want to say thank you for that, bro. And don't change.
I owe you a lot of gratitude, man. You know, I appreciate those words, but you've worked your ass off. And you never cheated the show. You don't cheat the industry. You care. And what you don't know, and you're willing to learn, and you're willing to get better. And in the end, that's what I want my legacy to be. I want my legacy to be, cats are in this business, and they like, yo, Stephen A. didn't turn his back. He tried to help. Yeah. He tried to help. And because I don't want to be the only one up here. And I'm not going to stay up here forever. Don't want to. At some point in time, I want to retire, believe it or not. At some point in time, I want to relax. I want to live my life. You know what I'm saying? Got my crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm good. I got my crib. I got my crib. You know, I'm fine. You know, I just want to enjoy life. But it's important that you got cats. It's not about whether people agree with you or disagree with you. It's about you being informed as best you can and you caring. Yeah. And I know that I'm that person. And I know that a lot of cats that I try to help, especially somebody like you who's made me very proud, I know that you care as well. So keep doing what you're doing, bro, and I'm always here for you.
One thing I would like to say is, too, man, from an HBCU grad, obviously you see Cam, he's been in the game, but you really do inspire me from not playing the actual game, but being prepared. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to say thank you and what you do for us as a culture, but also people from the HBCU community. One last thing before we wrap out. You all talked about telling the truth, being outspoken. Us as a culture, what are some things that that we need to do to be able to respect truth? You know, whether we like it, if it's on our side or it's not on our side.
Pay attention to people who don't want you speaking the truth and ask yourself what their agenda is. See, what I'm saying is this. It's not, first of all, I don't tell half the truth I know. Because every truth ain't meant to be told. Everything ain't everybody's business. Sure. Like I told you, there's things that I can't even tell you some of the things that I know about coaches, players. Ain't that my damn business. Yeah. I ain't got nothing to say. On the football field, on the court. in the ring. No, I see that. Everybody see that. Nah, but that stuff behind the scenes, that's your business. You know, every truth ain't meant to be told, but when you gonna speak it, all right? And do the best that you can and understand that those who don't want you to do it, ask yourself why. Why? If you are in sports, why don't you want me mentioning that you shot 2 for 20? If you Ja Morant, for example, why don't you want me mentioning that you shooting 23% for three-point range? Because it's 23%. You wouldn't care if it was 43, but you care that it's 23 because you know you're supposed to be doing better, even though you could ball, and we know you could ball. You see what I'm saying? You in politics. You on the right, you might not want me pointing out some of the stuff MAGA wants because it's antithetical to what black folks want and need. But if you on the left and you've been getting the black vote since 1964 and you coming in with us with the same old song and dance every year, every 4 years, this guy's a racist. Reagan was a racist. H.W. was a racist. W was a racist. Trump was a racist. Well, at some point in time, okay, fine. What about you? Because last time I checked, you had some racists working in the Democratic Party. Robert Beard out of West Virginia that was 97 years old, along with a few other people, and some of the decisions. I'm just making the point that you can make the same argument from both sides. So because it's from both sides, you don't want me to say that truth. And because I say that truth, you're going to get a few trolls to call me a sellout. I'm the kind of person that, F the trolls. Let me see who's going to listen to that. Because that's how I know who to stay the hell away from and who to listen to. Like, you know me, you know about me. You gonna let them say that about me? Knowing who I am? You gonna let them do that? Now I know. And this year, I'll end up by saying this. These last 2 months, there's a lot of people that have disappeared from my circle. I thought we were cool. I thought we were cool. And now I know. And you don't have to worry, they don't have to worry about no vengeance, no nothing like that. You're just erased. You don't matter because you full of it. So go on about your merry way. You live your life. I'm going to live mine. My life is pretty good right now.
Man, listen, we're getting so many different signs of saying like, we got to wrap this up.
That's right.
Man, Stephen A., appreciate you, bro. Thank you in many ways than one. We have to get you on Funky Friday.
You know what it is? I'm really upset. And I got to get on my team about that, too. You know, I've been down. I'm going to tell on you a little bit. I've been down to your spot, your studio in the ATL. It's pretty damn nice. It's pretty damn nice. But all I know is that you ain't had time for me.
Stop. No.
I'm like,
the devil's still lying in 2026. We was down
Where's my
there.
hour and a half?
Listen.
Where's my hour and a half? In the ATL, too?
Devil's still lying.
You know I look for excuses to be down in the ATL. You know what I'm saying? I look for excuses to be down there. I'm what's up?
When I get the opportunity, when we do have the opportunity to sit knee to knee, man, it's gonna be one for the ages.
No
that
doubt.
I look forward to doing it.
No doubt.
And the legendary Stephen Anthony Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you, bro.
I'm gonna memorize your middle name if it's the last thing I do. Thank you, bro. No doubt, bro.
Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin' with it? Here with another segment of Welcome to 4th and 1. Hey. Well, I always got it there. Man, listen.
Yeah, baby, we made it to 4th and 1, babe.
Let's stop that. Stop that. Don't do that. Now, usually I would have to give the flowers to one specific individual, but now I gotta split the flower up and give the whole bouquet to the whole household. I welcome some and introduce the others, Mr. and Mrs. Vick.
That was a hell of an intro. That was the best one. That's the best
How we doing?
Good, man. How about you, bro?
Great.
Now tell me this, Sister Vick, what are some do's and don'ts for the sisters that are coming into this league that they need to understand?
Oh, that's a great question.
Damn.
I always say, do be yourself.
Okay.
One thing I say, don't cook for your man right away. What? You gotta earn that. Your man gotta earn to be cooked for. You can't cook for him right away. You know why? 'Cause let me tell you why. I cooked for Mike way too early, And then he didn't want to take me on dates because he said, well, your food is better than the restaurant.
That's true.
So he didn't want to take me on dates.
But you look, by cooking early, look what it got you.
I mean, it got me.
Lift that left hand up, I can't see. I can't see.
But I say, ladies, wait. So don't cook right away.
All right, that's good. That's some good advice. I don't know if they should take that.
Yep.
You might
Don't do that. Don't
lay that meal down.
They can't take you on
They
dates.
need to sell out.
Meal head, bro, coming back.
Commit.
Right away, you gotta
I wanted some food.
I told my lady, I said, baby, you better be the pig and not the chicken. See, when we enjoy our breakfast, the pig committed his life for us to enjoy some breakfasts. The chicken just produced natural eggs. You get what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you, what's some do's and don'ts you want your ladies to do?
Presentation, baby girl.
Tell me more. Elaborate.
You are a direct reflection of who you are around. If you're around me the most and you know that what you're wearing and how you carry yourself and how you talk, it is a direct reflection of your partner.
Okay.
Most women don't understand. They think it as control, but it goes both ways.
Yeah.
My lady would tell me, babe, we ain't rocking like that. Hey, put that shirt on. Hey, make sure that you, wear tighter draws.
So if you don't like her hair, you gonna say something?
I have to tell her.
What if she like her hair?
That's cool. Well, we can come to a compromise on both. There's still certain things
forward
about
50-50.
So example.
Loving this.
So example.
Loving this.
I was like, yo, babe, I'm thinking about going babyface for the new year. Cause I was trying to grow the Michael Vick whole chin strap, Peggy-esque chin. You know, I just can't grow hair like that. So I got frustrated. I was like, man, new year, I want to go into it in a fresh way. I said, let's go about it in a way where I want to shave everything. She said, nah, baby, I ain't never knew you bareface. So what would you want me to do? She said, let's shave the bottom part first, and then I'll let you know if I want you to shave the whole thing. I shaved the whole thing. Or, well, what this called? The beard?
The chin. What is this? This is 10.
Whatever that was.
The 10 piece.
I took all that off, and she said, ooh, I like this. We staying right here.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm about to cut. She's like, nah, you better not.
That's dope.
And those are the things. I don't think a lot of good women get enough credit, though. And it's our job as men to highlight those things that, you know, I can do a better job at, because it can get so like, what a man want, a man want. But as they say in the church, as they say in business, as they say in just everyday life, behind every strong man is a stronger woman. Mr. Vick, say something.
How is it living in the house with a strong woman? How is it living in the house with a strong woman?
Shit, man. You know, I mean, I don't really know how to answer that, man, because there's be times that I want to say certain things, I want to do certain things, and I just can't say it or do it.
That is not true.
Oh, I got a question.
But
I
love your ass to death.
How long have you been
your ass
married?
to death, huh? Shit. 14 years.
13, 14. I
Been my
just
lady for a
hit
long time.
another viral moment in content, which is another platform. Is it okay for Mr. Vick to have a platonic relationship with an attractive woman that is single?
Can he have a girl that's a friend?
Yep.
I think he can.
Explain the circumstances and the ramifications. What you going for, what you're not going for.
What I'm not going for is anything that I don't know about. Like if
Okay.
y'all went out to dinner, why y'all ain't tell me? You know, you can't just be going. No, I mean, if they friends, if he tell me that's his friend, I'm gonna respect it. I feel like
Okay.
I heard
not that much trust in my man.
I heard this where it's like, old friends, yes. New friends, no.
I'm not gonna say I may be a little leery about an old friend. I mean, a new friend.
I would say new friends, but I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, old friends, yes, you can have a platonic relationship, and I
friends-
probably misspoke on that. But new friends, it's like, hold on. Who is this?
what's going on?
What y'all got going on? You said you out with who?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot that could come with it. I don't know. I would have to really be in that situation.
And I have to share this type of information too, because some would ask, what dictates a friend to be a friend? And I got the most lamest term, or the simple way of explaining it. Yeah. Your friend is a person that you can answer the phone in any
Anytime.
type of time.
That's
So if you can't answer the phone in that type of dynamic, whether you with your wife, with your girlfriend, with your husband, with your boyfriend.
It's egregious.
That ain't no friend. Oh.
It's egregious.
Clock it. Let's talk about the docuseries.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, absolutely. We go from that to that.
The clip. Come on, Brian. Ready, bro?
It's out on BET right now, man.
The clip.
We covered everything in it, man. Nah, you know what? The Coach Vick experience. We just wanted to, just put it all out there, man, for everybody to see. Felt like it was something that, people don't get a chance to see the behind the scenes of, what a coach go through or what a coach's wife might go through or what the players go through. We went through it, but the world don't get to see it. And, my first year, I knew I was going to be very vulnerable in a lot of situations, and I didn't shy away from that. My players actually enjoyed the camera more than me, so I'm very thankful that they got a chance.
Because they had a little bit more. They had a little bit more freedom than you did.
And then, to just be able to highlight at HBCU, man. And shout out to Norfolk State for allowing us to do this, man. And Norfolk State has been amazing in everything that we've done so far up to this date. So now, it's our turn to pay it forward. I got to pay it forward in the win-loss column.
Yes, sir.
And I know, Kafa, excited she was able to produce this. And they did an amazing job, man. I was just kind of like a part of the process. And, babe, you can speak more to how it all came about.
My last question is this, and I want to be respectful of time, but being a year in, as Coach Vick, what did you know, or what didn't you know that you know now that you wish you knew going into it?
Yeah, I wish I knew how to set the tone for the culture from the beginning. I was extremely busy. Didn't have my first team meeting until the end of March. This year I had my first team meeting like the beginning of January, laying down the coach. Didn't even know how to construct a team meeting. Didn't know what to say, how to say it, how to approach them, what to do, what not to do. And so you would just see throughout the doc that's like, and Kafa can attest to this, it was just growth over time. And now I'm just super comfortable, but I don't want to get comfortable because I want to continue to be a sponge and continue to learn.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I can't call Coach Reed or can't call Andy or can't call Jim Moore or somebody that I need to lean on in a moment where, it's real tactical and I need to, I need some advice. So I'm gonna just stay that sponge, man. Keep learning, keep growing it. Like Deion say, do it your way, but definitely understand the principles behind it.
Big Sir Kafa, Vick, Mr. Michael Vick, appreciate you always being the culture in every step of the way. And I'm gonna tell you, when you see me, keep your hand in your pocket. Especially you see me around, my lady, because I don't want her to you feel me? Thank y'all for being yourselves. Appreciate y'all for being a part of the culture and the true testament of the culture. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having us, man. Thank you, BET. Thank you, Kafa. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
Love,
you.
bro. Always.
Appreciate it.